In the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, relentless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. We're still here. We're still alive. We've made it. One more night. Global conflict and no bombs yet. Fingers crossed this all goes away. At least the stock market's okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. Somebody says, if you blow up a funded account, do you owe them the money that you lost? No. No. You never do. What's up? Well, okay. And the prop firms you know about, none of them have that kind of clause in their contract. There may be a firm out there that may require that. I've never heard of it though. Like in the real prop firm world. But in your like sim funded prop firm stuff that you're doing from your My Funded Futures to your Tradeify or Apexes, never will you have to pay anybody back. Nope. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Good morning. Gold Digger, Simon Dean, Lorenzo, Alan, Justin, what's up? Aid, what's up? Easy Trevi, what's up? Jonathan. TD, good morning. Andrea, Badger, B. David, already closed out from overnight. Pickle, you've been here for 2 minutes. Now you want to leave? Now you ready to go? Already restless. All right, you want to get out of here? I'm not gonna play with you. Oh my gosh. He's gonna bark. Good morning. Monthly map's looking kind of bad-ish. Yeah. You're almost blowing your account right now. Wait, what was your starting balance? Come on, go. Lay. Starting balance of what's up, Tyler? Good morning. What was your like right now? The market's relatively been flat, so either you got in a bad spot or you got in too big. Always, you know, make sure you have your right position sizing as you're going into some of these trades. A micro loses a lot when you let it go. That does happen. At 3 a.m. you're up and RS songs are playing in your head. It's gonna be crazy when we have another music making competition. We'll have like a whole new batch of catchy tunes. Thinking about writing some for the My Futures Fun and Futures show, like with the same app that I was using. Sean, hey man, welcome to the crew, bud. Sean joining the Cadet Squad. What's up? Appreciate the support. Good morning. What's up, Chris? What's up, Noxence? Good morning. What's up, Raul? What's up, Sticky? Yeah, if this kind of rule existed, that would be from Apex. Apex would have a rule like that. Yeah, no. Thank God you don't gotta pay anything back. That's the reason they're so popular. There's like no loss, no risk to you guys other than your payment. That's it. Yeah, it looks like we have a really tight we're opening flat, right? We hate flat days like this, right? Because you have the most part a really tight redistribution zone. Resilience is going to be choppy. You might not get a defining movement. Resilience might be like 30, then minus 30, then 30, then minus 30, and it's just going to kind of like do that because stocks are going to basically barely be moving. Plus it's Fed day, and remember, today is a bigger Fed day than you know, once a quarter you have a certain Fed day that's bigger than other Fed days. The one that comes out with the projections are always a big deal. It's gonna be a big mover. All right, good overnights here. We're in between the DD bands. We're above monthly hedge pressure. No trades last night. I ended up like feeling so tired. I just ended the stream. I went down and took a nap. I didn't get a chance to post until like when I woke up. But I was down about 9K yesterday, something like that. I ended up taking a couple long stabs and it was just in one account too. The other 4 accounts were winning. One account was down. So my total was like 4 of my accounts are like $3 grand, and then one of the accounts is down like 12 or something. My big account, the one that's up 50. And so that one is just, I got to play big on that one anyways, because the consistency is that way. But yeah. Something happening on Thursday in the Middle East. There's something happening in the Middle East on every day that ends in Y. Brian, I think that's true about ETF. There's no minimum trade time, I don't think. So yesterday doesn't go plan due to news. Yeah, like when news happens, market just goes into, you know, there's normally what you're betting on when you're using any kind of style or back tested results that are really good and some kind of strategy that you use. You kind of are betting on that market maintains a certain amount of structure or something kind of stays according to pace, right? And when news comes out, it's random. It's like so many people doing so many things. They're not even caring if they're getting in or out at a good price. They're just kind of like moving rapidly, but the system is not necessarily getting the trade right. And that's why I always try to tell people the system is risk management, is knowing when you get the trade wrong. And getting out with like really good risk management. As I say, I only was down in one of the, I don't know, 5 accounts I was trading. I didn't even touch my funded account. I didn't even touch my funded futures account. I didn't even touch my funded next, nothing. I was just trading with a handful of Tradeifys, because in the middle of that crazy news, I know that it's going to be risky. And so that is my system, how little I participate. So that's how that works. And in FOMC, it's the same thing. You know, FOMC is going to be a moving event. It's very simple. We know FOMC is going to move the market. The question is, how far? If FOMC dumps to a pivot here, I'm going to long. If FOMC dumps to a pivot there, I'm going to long. So we always know how we're going to behave at each one of these levels. You can't predict the outcome of the news or how people respond, but you can forecast how that event's, or what the news is going to be. Here's the news I'm going to tell you. There's going to be no rate cut. There's going to be a conversation with Jay Powell in the press conference talking about, we're still watching the labor market, we're still watching inflation, we're still watching the tariffs, the same old thing. And then he's going to say, you know, something optimistic like, with bettering conditions, it's possible we may get a rate cut this year, because I think that that's kind of where we're shifting towards. And then the dot plots that come out will confirm that sentiment. If that sentiment comes out confirmed very well, the market's going to go up. So the question is, should I long going into that, forecasting that I think that we're going to get some better news about a possible rate cut this year from the press conference. So therefore I can say, okay, let me gamble on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it with maybe one E-mini contract on one account. And because I think that news is good, it either goes up and I make money, or it goes down and that one contract loses 30 points, which is $1,500. And as soon as it lands, I hit it with all 4 of my other accounts. See what I'm saying? So the system is perfect for news and events because of that particular thing. I use my judgment to call on sentiment. I know I want to bet on the good side, and here it'd be cool, right? If the market just runs up on FOMC and then tomorrow continues to sell in Israel, maybe that's what happens, right? But I think we get a nice one-day rally off of Fed. You know, off of this kind of like selling off kind of market. Obviously, the Israel stuff is not a permanent effect on the U.S. stock market, and the sphere is settled out. I think that the dot plots are going to come out more optimistic than the ones that came out last quarter in March, because in March, we were in the midst of threatening big, fat, massive tariffs, and now we're having less tariff. So if the FOMC dot plots from then until now don't show more optimism, as in a couple more participants are voting for rate cuts, then the probability is we get no rate cuts this year, and then the market's going to fall because traders are pricing in September. So if the dot plot doesn't come in with a few more people voting for an additional rate cut this year, remember the dot plot, some of them think we should get 2 this year. If that's no longer the case, the market will sell really hard. So that's what we got to care about is that September estimate. Are we still going to get it or not? The market's definitely priced it in. You traded too big yesterday? Well, one of the things is that, especially when you have multiple accounts, the trick is to not trade all of them, right? That's very helpful piece of information, especially when there's news or craziness or a news day. Just tap one of your accounts. Don't even touch all 10 or all 20 or all 5. You have 20 Apex accounts, trade in 2 of them, in 2 or 3 of them. You can choose to lower your risk when you know there's volatility, when you know markets are crashing. The mistake people make is like, oh, I watched this guy, he logged all 20 of his accounts and made 100K that day. Maybe I should follow him. But nobody really does that consistently. For everybody that did that, 9 out of 10 people probably did the other thing and lost. The real survival and profitability like I have comes from when I know it's a crazy news day, Israel, Iran. I'm not even touching my funded futures account. my live account, my ETF account, not touching that. I'm not touching anything that's serious. I'm going to trade my Tradeifys and just trade one of them. And it's really helpful in the news events. In Fed, it's the same thing. I'll take the gamble, the long on one of them. If the market dips, one contract could survive, 70 points, a $3,500 loss on one contract if you fall in the DD band. No big deal, right? This account has a $50,000 buffer in it. That's 6% of the account on the worst possible scenario. We fall in the DD band. And I'm wrong. Okay, well then that's good, because right there, I can hit it with the other 4 accounts. And all I need to do is go up 10 points or 15 points in 4 accounts to make all of that back from one. So if we fall to there and retrace a little bit, I'm very green for the day. If we rally, I'm also very green for the day. You know what I'm saying? So I trade news like that. I allow myself to make a little bit of money on the gamble and dig out of that drawdown if I lose it. So if I fall beyond, again, risk interval is about the limit I allow myself to go. And in these funded accounts, the worst case scenario is you're going to drop an RI. So you tell yourself, okay, so what is, 60 points is $3,000 a contract. Some of you might not have that flexibility. You might do it with the micro. With the 50K buffer, I can certainly absorb that. There's no way it's going to fall. I'm going to lose 50K, right? A single burp. I can always pull the plug. So that's how I usually trade around news when I have conviction that it's bullish. I have conviction that the news is bullish. I've been selling off on some silly news, panic about Iran, Israel, which has nothing to do with our market. The market's looking for every excuse it can to rally. Any optimism on the Fed of 2 rate cuts this year, markets can go up. And the probability is better than the last time because we have less effect of the tariff stuff. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me make a couple tweets here. Oh, I forgot to put FOMC in the title. Oops. So hopefully that answers your question about my style. Bum, bum, bum. It's not about predicting the direction, right? It's about managing how you're going to play it. And any good trading system out there is going to be very solid about what it does there. And most of the time, people don't really go that level of detail. A lot of times, for the most part, especially with a bunch of trading gurus out there, a quote unquote trading system is pretty much limited to indicators, like where to get in, where to get out. It doesn't talk about the other stuff. And so they're relying on okay, let's roll that contract over. They're relying on predicting, right, the direction, and instead of that, we don't predict the direction, right? We predict what we're gonna do instead, and that's the stronger thing in any trading system. Like anybody's indicators are gonna fail when the market gets random. They're gonna fail a lot. That's how the market is. It's random. But most people mistake what a trading system is. A trading system is a rock solid risk management system, like what you're gonna do, and like where and why. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And with that, we're stellar. Our stuff is good, is really good actually. At that. Fed hasn't even come out, and I already have 2 trade plans in mind. I already know what I'm gonna do. And we're probably gonna, let's see where we closed yesterday. We're gonna have a very tight redistribution zone today, guys. So this is gonna be a little bit of our hurdle. leading the Fed and a flat day today. Be careful. Let me make all this stuff here. So we probably closed yesterday somewhere in here. We got all this clustered up spot here. And yeah, all of my pivots just after that kind of like amplification happened of all of that stuff, just one by one, the bull market fell, tried to bounce, fell, tried to bounce. And you'll see the fact that it tries to bounce and just gets overwhelmed by, you know, sellers. And that's just part of what happens. Okay, let's get, I'm just trying to guess where the redistribution zone is going to be. Get this going here. Okay. Yeah, so we got like a flat-ish day today. For gaps, use the 5 p.m. close on ES. For this, no, this is the equities market close equivalent. So this is where you are at 4 p.m. the close. So I'm comparing like close to open and creating a pseudo gap. It's mirroring SPY's liquidity map, RDZ. Does it show bull or bear zone? We don't have that until the market opens, and then we'll have the info. So DD bands, Jimbo, you have to change your month code over here to whichever month you want to display on the chart. It doesn't automatically do it for you. That's something we need to put in. I'm going to try something really quick. I'm actually going to tell them that it's very kind of like, it should automatically update the chart to the correct bands. What it's doing is grabbing the bands the value you select on the table and then charting it. That's not how I want it to be. So I'm gonna change something. What you do is you change the table to like the U contract, and then you switch tickers and switch back, and it will update. I don't like that design. I think it's archaic, a little antiquated, I would say, as far as trading platforms go. If you type in U, it needs to show you. You don't need to take an extra step. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, good morning. All right. Yeah, so like this is yesterday's close. This is today's open. All right. FOMC day today, baby. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited to see what happens. All right, guys, good morning. We ready to roll 15 minutes till market opens. We got FOMC day today ahead of us. Gonna be fun. All right. We got so close to 1,000 viewers yesterday. We had like 970 or something like that, or 960. We were so close. At 1,000, we're gonna do a Tradeify straight to funded account every time we have 1,000. I'll buy one every day as long as we keep that momentum. And can I share my trading strats with you? So I do like a hybrid combination of gamma exposure analysis, which is to find volume and volume pivots using options, and then arbitrage stuff. So basically tracking the stocks. Hey team, what's up? Annie, good morning. On UFF channel has one enter the contest. They have a couple of ways. There's a form they put in the chat. You fill out the form while you're there, and it inputs your stuff into a drawing for the wheel to spin. How does straight to funded work? You skip an eval stage. You are funded from day one, basically. It costs a little bit more money, but you go straight to funded. So with some of the programs like Tradeify, you just need to make profit target in 10 days and you get a payout. That's it. No evals, nothing. Okay, nice. Did I get a free steak dinner from iDoc? Yeah, she owes me steak dinner. 100%. I was down like 9K, I think, by the end of the day. One of my accounts was down and the other 4 were up. Like the one I was working on from the My Funded Futures show all the way till the end of the day just took like repeated like beatings as the market fell, pivot, broke, fell, pivot, broke, fell, pivot, broke. But I was just hitting it with that one account, so I wasn't really taking like a lot of risk. Once I tried one trade to get into all the accounts, and then I closed them all out pretty quick when we lost and then they were still green, and I just kept trying with another one. A bigger account with the buffer. What's the buffer on TBT for 50K, Carlos? I don't know at the top of my head. Somebody here might know the answer to that. I don't really know. I see Take Profit Trader's customer service is still behind. I don't get responses for like 3 or 4 days. I go directly to their partner contact to talk to them, but generic customer service is still very slow there. Thoughts for today? What I'm going to do is I'm going to long into Fed with one account with one contract, and if it dips to hedge pressure or DD band, I'm going to load up on others. I think we're going to get a more optimistic dot plot that's going to show a possible rate cut or confirm the rate cut in September. And maybe a dot plot that I'm hoping. Now, again, I don't think we're going to get a bunch of rate cuts. I really don't. But I'm hoping that the Fed sees otherwise and might be less restrictive in the long term because the tariff situation is better and the CPI keeps coming down. So the Michigan numbers show the 1-year expectation is lower than it was the last Fed meeting we had a dot plot, which is a quarter ago. So I'm betting that it's more optimistic, and even though if it's a nothing burger that Wall Street's just going to flip the fuck out because it's been selling because of Israel, and now we need a reason to rally, as long as it's not worse, we should rally off of Fed, even with the same news. Like, yeah, we might get a rate cut this year. People will go ham over that. But even if it's just dead cat bounce off of the Israel-Iran selling, because that stuff is over with as far as market goes. Unless we get directly involved, I think the market's yesterday's second attempt to sell out didn't really crash out. I think we should probably be good going forward. But that's just me, though. Did News just force it down. You guys have to understand, like, you can't see a trading style or system or something as predicting the market. Let's be very clear, and I teach this to everybody. You cannot predict the stock market. No matter what you do, you can't predict it. If anybody comes close, it's us, and we're probably the best at coming close to it. But you can't predict it at all. Why did the market move? The answer is always going to be because the stock market's random. It's very random. There's a lot of times where there's not a lot of activity, and the control points in the market just keep it afloat or keep it moving for many reasons. Hedging, right? Other things force people to long and short in a systematic way, and we track that and we trade off of that. If the index is lagging behind the stocks, the index is going to get right back on par. We track and trade that. Other than that, why did certain pivot break? Why did certain thing break? Why did certain bull flag break? It's always random. Don't ever let somebody tell you there's any other reason why stuff doesn't work. Stuff just should be random all the time, right? So every single time you learn a trading style or strategy, there's no such thing as an indicator that can predict the market at all. Despite what people try to sell you and tell you, stuff's going to be random always. So why did we lose a certain level yesterday is kind of a dumb question, because it means you don't understand the market. Not that you're dumb, but the question is very dumb. Why does anything happen? Because people were selling the market. There is no way that your RSIs or ICTs or whatever is going to mean anything if somebody walks in and says, you know what, I'm going to sell $2 billion worth of stock right now because I want to buy a mansion and a yacht and an island, and fuck it, I'm closing the firm down. Let's just sell everything today, guys. Bull flags are going to fail. Fair value gap's going to fail. And people go, well, why did they fail? Well, the question is dumb, right? The idea is that the market moves because there's an abnormal amount of buyers versus sellers, right? It's always going to be the case. I ask ICT Bildiago, have you heard of the $1 Million Trading Club? I have never heard of this. It already sounds fishy from the name, but I'm curious what it is. Instead of paying on your evals, well, I'd rather just buy 250K evals. Yeah, sometimes that's better. Why do you always trade your setup against the... Wait, why I always trade your setup unless it's against the trend and maybe with small size? Yeah, that makes sense. How do we win with this randomness? Aha, well, there's certain things that are not random, right? Certain things happen more often than not, because normally the market is, it's random buying and selling. So if I were to draw buying on the left side and selling on the right side, just like an order flow, there's one person that bought, one person that sold, one person that bought, two people that sold, three people that bought, two people that sold, right? Normally the randomness is distributed pretty evenly. But there will be some times when the randomness is kind of distributed where just a lot of people selling and not a lot of people buying, such as with news, right? The scales get tilted. When the scales get tilted, there's no predictability at all, because the market is certainly going to just move until this distribution gets back to being buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and kind of evened out. So when the market's evened out, then your indicators are stellar and work a whole lot better, because the market has no power to break stuff that normally doesn't break. Now, what we do is we use options to find predictable high volume pivots, which would be like here. And you need an abnormal amount of selling volume to break the normally solid support volume you'd have there. So normally, under normal circumstances, without any reason for everyone to be selling all at once, which only happens when there's news, right? Usually market structure is maintained most of the time. And what happens here is random, but more often than not, there's not enough power or not enough of an offset to break through that wave of buyers that will be sitting there. So the idea is that the market is random, but sometimes it's more random than normal. The randomness is actually balanced most of the time, whether it's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, then 1 and 2, and then 2, and then 1, and then 3, and then 2, right? It's random order to order. But if it's evenly distributed, the market's going to have a hard time breaking through big walls of volume when there's just as many buyers and sellers, despite it being random. Now, hopefully that makes sense. The imbalance is the part that makes indicators fail. The $1 million trading challenge. I don't like clicking random links, buddy. Can you just describe it to me? $1 million trading challenge. It is fishy. Oh, well, nobody click that link then. I mean, you can click the link, I guess, but it's a new prop firm. Oh, okay. Yeah. I hate when prop firms say that stuff. It's $1 million challenge. What is it? They give you, 10, 100K eval accounts so that you win $1 million. $1 million funded. Like the gurus always say, I'm funded with $1 million. Really? Funded with $1 million? You've got 10, 100K Apex accounts. Oh, that's cute. $1 million trader right there. Right there, baby. I'll look at it later. I trust you, Niles, for sure. I don't click random links with this computer. I'll send it to me in Discord. I'll click it on my other computer. Great marketing there, right? I'm sure every 19-year-old in the world might be jumping in on that. If they're giving out $1 million cash, that's a little interesting. But I'm curious if the price is actually real money. $1 million eval accounts are $400 a month. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's worth it. I'm just memeing, but it could be worth it. But hopefully you guys understand what I mean about random, right? So the market basically, when the market is balanced while being random, there's equal buyers and sellers. They're just distributed differently. Typically, high volume pivots need an abnormal imbalance to push through the normal volume that's going to be liquid at these spots. The pivots that we present to you are liquid. Liquid markets don't crash often. And so there should be liquidity here or enough buyers to offset any sellers. Sometimes there will be more sellers than not. 10% of the time, there will be an imbalance in the randomness that would go. So how do you win the market when it's random? You find liquidity and you long it. Because 90% of the time, that's an amazing strategy. 10% of the time, the market has enough sell imbalance to beat your pivot. Yesterday, my pivots got beat over and over and over again. But that's also after me going on like a 7 or 8 day winning streak, right? So it just happens. And the idea is that when news is around, it's going to be more likely that you have an imbalance because the news can shift everybody's perspective all at once at the same time. Usually in the normal market, you're not going to get everyone deciding at exactly the same moment to sell at the same time to imbalance the market. Usually the sporadic buying and selling just causes little waves here and there, but doesn't really tilt the market the other way. All right. And Trump tweets are more powerful. Yeah. All right. So we're going to be opening pretty flat-ish. Just be careful today with resilience because when you open flat, most of the stocks are flat as well. And you'll have, if your stocks are just moving like this, just barely moving, resilience is going to be all over the place. So if we get resilience somewhere between like 30 and minus 30, just know it's called flat market condition. Don't trust it to mean there's a rally or not. Remember, resilience just pivots inside of this box and this box is flat. So resilience can quickly dump in the market. So we're going to chop on a flat market in the Fed. It's going to be choppy. Be very rare for us to get a big rally. So res might be 60, then it might go to 20, then it might go minus 60, then up 20. And that's just a result of resilience being sensitive and all stocks are opening flat probably. So take it with a grain of salt. On flat days, we don't like to say, resilience is 70. Let me rally. It's going to rally. It just means that the market's going to hold this top of the box, which is like literally 3 points. Okay. All right. Let's see what we get, guys. Now, of course, today we've got lower MHP and lower DD. On Fed day, I'm going to be longing here and here if we get that far down. I'm going to be probably same thing on NASDAQ here and here if we move that far down. We've got all kind of pivots lining up here. And let me just to clean up the chart and delete the blue. We know that yellow is a strong pivot anyways, just so there's not as much noise on the chart. Blue is an accelerating long pivot, which is good. We're also below yellow line on S&P. Okay, looks like the market's Dipping pretty quick. Okay, and we're off. Gap fill, flat market. Reses are positive, same thing as before. I could probably take a long to try. Just one long out the door on the gap fill. Again, this is a small attempt. Just because we dipped to open and positive res doesn't mean we're rallying. Remember, res is going to jump all over the place. So one contract long before I get the maps come through. Just to test. All right. Let's get our maps. Waiting for maps to come through. Resilience is still okay. Hurry up, maps. Waiting for him, baby. Oh, no way. Okay. So it's bull zone bottom on QQQ. That's it. It's either here or drop. So there's nothing under here for 160 points on NASDAQ. So if we lose bull zone, it's dead in the water. Okay. EST, bull zone. Okay, and we actually have a pivot on SPY as well, EST. Okay, so we should be good here for S&P. Oh, resilience is good. Yeah, let me add some S&P here to my trading strat here. All right. So EST NASDAQ right here, easy setup. I think we're good. If resilience is negative, we got easy setup here. I'm gonna long one. I already have the one long on NASDAQ. I'll proxy trade at NASDAQ. I'm gonna long again right here, bear zone top. Okay, so S&P 10 points lower from, actually 15 points lower from the open is a support for bear zone top EST. Okay, that's gonna be 39. There it is. Wait, did I do that wrong? No. Oh, shit. I did that wrong. Hold on. Fuck. Not 39. 29. 29. Oops. 29. Oops. I got in too early. There's bear zone top. There's bull zone bottom. Can't keep in there like that. Whoopsie. Okay, well, whatever. Bear zone top is here. Bull zone bottom is here. Let me close that back down to 1. Okay, so we have EST set up from here to here, basically. Should be good. All right, so I got one long at bull zone bottom, and I'm going to take one more at bear zone top. Perfect. So you got EST right here. So these are the only setups we have. NASDAQ has like nothing underneath. And that's the one thing we have. Res is really negative on NASDAQ. That's not that good. I wish I would have this in S&P. So should be okay, but we'll see. Yeah. So liquidity pocket here. This is the only setup. It's either here. It's now or never from here. There's nothing underneath. NASDAQ has no support at all. So it's this or dead. Right? So hopefully liquidity pocket holds. We should be okay. I hope so. S&P resilience is slightly negative. Huge index divergence there. Let me double check monthly maps while we're chilling here. TD ratio is good. Oh, come on. Monthly maps are still good on SPY. They're still bullish in a way. QQQ is kind of like in a bad spot. Okay. Drop lower. Oh, we should have grabbed this in S&P though. Right. Okay, cool. Let's get that pivot though. Come on, load up. Also looking all right. Let me check VIX really quick. VIX is in a bear decay pattern, which is good. Nothing down here on VIX. VIX is good. Oh, didn't we roll over today? I forgot to do that last night. Sorry, guys. I took a nap like right after I got off the stream. Okay. Triple B is very close. Okay. $21.3. Did you guys do Triple B last night? We expired today, right? I guess that is today. So guys, don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. I think today was VIX. Yep, 18th. So I really should be trading S&P, but I grabbed it on NASDAQ earlier at the start of the day. NASDAQ doesn't have that same setup. NASDAQ doesn't really have a support except for MHP at 895. That's why I'm hanging on to that. So on NASDAQ, you have a similar setup, just a little bit lower. So that's it though. You don't have much underneath this. So the market on NASDAQ has supported 895. And that's basically it. And well, we lost the yellow line too. Shit. So this is very limited upside. It's all long setups today. There's nothing short yet. Inside of here, this is what I'm looking for. These two lines. Here to support, here to support. Should begin to push through. S&P Res is getting better. NASDAQ getting slightly better. I have my one long here, and then I have this trading up this way. There is no... It's underneath 60.29. The market's dead. The market is dead. Like, we're losing. There's nothing to catch it except for like 60.12. So it should be good. Yeah, along on this dip. Should be all right. What do I want to do? Okay, things are looking pretty all right here. Upper target on this would be essentially next strong pivot. As long as we break outside of this zone, if we do, I mean, we got yellow line maybe to tap. Hopefully we get like a good little dead cat bounce today off of yesterday's stuff. I mean, that's what I'd like to see. Let me put this lower so y'all can see a little bit better. Liquidity pocket, I trade this every single time long. EST, this is good. I trade this EST as well, bull zone bottom. They're both really strong supports. They're both about 90%ers under ideal conditions. Conditions are okay except for the big index divergence, which is starting to clean up a little bit. But I'm long from here, I long from here, and that's basically how I do it. Now, I'm not chasing along yet. I'm going to average in case it dips. But it should be okay. If we get a second flush, that'd be awesome. We'll see. Let's see if we get anything good. Looking solid, looking solid. Flat market trying to figure itself out today. Hopefully we move up. It's good enough for me. Now, if we dip down, I'll add to it a bear zone, a bear zone top. Yeah, on SPY, EST is here. Oh, did I draw out the wrong spot? Sorry. 598 and 597. So let me, I guess I drew it wrong. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. There. It's about there. Sorry. Actually, let me double check. Where is this supposed to be? We open at 4 and then it's 98. So 4 points lower than open. Okay, so 4 points lower than the open. Let me at 40, yeah, about right here. It's at 30. Thanks, Chris. No clue. I don't know why I drew weird like that, but it must have been doing it quick. So there it is right there. I've got 2 really strong pivots here to trade off of, which should be all right. Doesn't look like it's trying to sell, but we'll see. Should be good for some moves, hopefully. I'll probably just be trading my Tradeifys today. I probably won't be doing funded next or my funded futures just because I don't want to, you know, certain accounts I don't want to put any risk on, you know, on FOMC. I'm just going to play with the Tradeifys today. So just these 5. Let's roll, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bull zone hold. Let's go. Oh. Looking solid there. Question is, do we get a big rally out of this? That's the question. Back to test today's open. That is the one question. Res is still not super positive. Not a lot of momentum here. Stocks are opening flat, probably waiting till Fed. If I were to take a guess, I hope we get like a big dead cat bounce because of this Iran stuff. What do you guys think? How you determine when not to get an EST? I don't think you understand. EST means EST. It means every single time. The statistics are so good, I must play it every single time so that the odds work in my favor. There's never a reason I wouldn't do it every single time unless I have a catalyst or a skinnable break on VIX. My sit-out rules. A sit-out rule will prevent me from trading anything, period, right? Other things that'll prevent me from taking an EST if I'm done for the day, like I can't make any more money. I've hit my cap, like I can only make so much per day to hit consistency, then I also won't take it. But if you have freedom, if I have freedom to trade, I'll take it every single time for the most part. Dead cat bounce just basically means that the market just takes off, basically. That's all it means. With no rhyme or reason, it just moves. It's like a saying that we use. Like in a bear market, when markets are just selling really hard, and then all of a sudden it pops up very quick and then just keeps selling. That pop up is the dead cat bounce. Like just like a temporary brief reversal in a downtrend. I don't know why they call it that, because I don't think a dead cat would bounce that high. Well, that's probably why they call it that, because it doesn't bounce that high. It just kind of, it's falling and then it has a bounce and then keeps going. Yeah, that's probably why that's actually why they call it that, I guess. Now I think about it, it doesn't really bounce that much. It mostly just splats. Yeah. Okay, that does make sense. That's a good description of it. If it falls from high enough, you might get a little bit of a bounce. But this really isn't like a dead cat bounce situation, because we haven't really been selling off really hard. If you really want to kind of like, bare knuckle, define this market as still very bullish. We've just been briefly selling in a bull market. Yeah, and then it returns to the ground. Ian probably nailed the real reason it's called dead cat bounce, because it just bounces very quick and then it literally falls back on the ground. Cool. We're testing the open, breaking some highs here. Take a little opening profit on this. Cool. Let me take profit on this, because I don't really think we're going to get a big rally, but we might. Oh, I only have one contract though. Okay. Let's let it test and play around a little bit. I just took profit on that V. That was pretty tight. $2,000 total across the accounts. Not that big of a deal. Again, I'll try one more time. Now I should probably be holding a runner, but oops. I flattened everything just here on this first little bump. Only grabbed it in these. All right. No, maybe I do want to just grab a runner on this one. This is the $13, the one I had the two Nasdaqs and I closed down, got back in. All right, now let's see what we got. What's next? Small rockets in chat. Small dead cats in chat. Small cats in chat. Do we get a rally from here? Resilience is good. Everything's good. Everything's lining up pretty decent. Should I hold a runner? Should I do something from here? Get a big Fed day rally or what? I don't hate the idea of jumping in and holding a runner here. We have filled the gap after all. Resilience is getting much stronger. Curious if that's worth trying something on. That's the real question. I'm going I just want to chill and see what I get next. S&P is running pretty solid. I like it. If you guys are, I just basically closed right back at the open price. Just took that kind of scalp there. But if you guys are doing anything else, I think we might get a nice little run up. Hopefully we get a little bounce here. I've got nothing else to really play with other than just jumping in at the open if it supports. We are in an IP. Oh, bull zone to bear zone. Oh, it's a sandwich. Sandwich trade. Oh, shit. Okay. What am I thinking here? How far off am I from there? I'm only 3 points from the break. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Whatever. Let's do it. We have yellow line. Oh, we have yellow line. Okay. Okay, this is probably a dumb idea from here, but I kind of would rather... I am holding, quote unquote, holding a runner. If you may. I should still be holding on. Okay. So my thought here is... we open a bull zone. We're back in bull zone. This is possibly a launch point. Okay, so I'm going to take it. Now, inside of here, we've got... okay, where's my damn drawings here? That yellow line's going to be a resistance, though. We have essentially what we call the sandwich trade. It's two ESTs piled on top of each other. Bull zone to bear zone to bull zone. All straight through it. Could run straight up. I long this every single time, and I did close out at the fill, but I did jump back in because I do want to be in this. All right, let me grab it in some more of my accounts. Okay, I'm long in 3 more of my accounts. Oh, just in time. Just in time. Let's go. All right, I love it. Looking solid there. Looking really solid there on the move. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Got the sandwich, baby. Can hang through. Breaking through yellow line on S&P and NASDAQ is also moving as well. How high can NASDAQ go? It's going to basically... the NASDAQ has no resistance pivot here. NASDAQ has nothing. NASDAQ is unbounded to the top side. The only thing that we have resistance on is S&P bull zone. So I IP tap sandwich all the way up to 601. That's it. That's the trade. So we have essentially 598 to 601, 30 points. 30 points S&P move from the bull zone bottom. So 60-70. Now yellow line is the first resistance target. Let me take profit. Let me take profit. Let me take profit. And we got to break through yellow line to get something to go. Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect. All right. That adds to the list. Close out just in time. Now we got to fight that yellow line to get through it. All right. That doubled up. That's about 4,200 bucks so far. Good deal. Good deal. That's pretty easy. Okay. Now yellow line, I did clear out because we might not get the full sandwich trade. But if we fight through yellow line, I might jump right back in with one contract on a couple of these things. The final upper target on the next bull zone bottom is going to be 72. Yeah, that's it. That was... so again, I'm closing at the first major pivot that we see just because I am going to wait to see if it breaks through and test, and I'll grab the other 15 points to go through. I don't normally trade through yellow. You guys know the trick there. Your bull zone bottom is good. Bear zone top is good. Where's my resilience? Settings. Good deal. Man, that was a quick day. Not touching any of my serious accounts today, though. I'm just trading the Tradeify. Just these 5. My funded next, I protect. My funded futures, I protect. Only trade them in like A plus scenario. Okay. Half gap is support. Oops. Good deal. Nice job. Nice job. All right, guys. Who here in chat? It's your first time here. Welcome to the stream. If you guys are trading with prop firms, make sure you use code Rocket Scooter. We're in line with every major prop firm that you see on my screen. Apex, Tradeify, Elite Tradeify, TPT, Funded Next, My Funded Futures, and we get the best deal they ever have on their site. Our deal matches their deal, sometimes better. Use our code. Those proceeds go into our big, awesome giveaways we do every single day. I give away every day. And we give away 100 accounts every month on the stream. And when we get to 1,000 viewers, I'll give away 120. I'll go out and buy 20 additional funded accounts from Tradeify to give to you guys. 1 funded trader a day will be made in this stream. Already, do we give out a handful of funded accounts every month, about 20 already. So that'll be 40. So help us get the numbers up, share the stream, tell your friends, come on over. And keep using our code because our partners are being very gracious, generous to us. All right, so the setups here. Let me explain some of them to you. Who here it's your first time? If you guys have any which prop firm pays every day, take profit. And if you go live with any prop firm, you can pay out every day as well when you're live. Bear zone to bull zone. I take this trade every single time. I wait. Then I trade bull zone to bull zone every single time as well, which is another. Let's put a note here. Problem is there's like a resistance pivot in the way. Bull zone bottom. Sandwich top. Okay. Which means on SPY, we have a LP below that. Okay. First time here, anybody? First time? Welcome to the stream. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do is wait for this yellow line to break. And as soon as it does, I got an EST set up right here as well. So I've got a second. So if you're first time here, what we do is I trade off liquidity pockets, which is using options in the equities to give me hints on the futures. Very simple. I trade from here to here EST every single time. I trade here to here EST every single time. Normally, I will trade from bull zone through to that, but we have an interrupt pivot in the way. This is a very strong resistance. Yellow line here is a strong resistance. Let me kind of draw on here for you guys. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see. Anybody still long? Anybody still short? What are y'all doing? I want to know what you guys are up to. Strong resistance, right? I always close at my interrupt pivot, which is this yellow line area. Now let me kind of clean this up a little bit. So here to here is a really strong long. If we break through this and press into that, I'm jumping right back in. From there to there, I'm taking a long as well. The resilience numbers here. Res greater than 0, we have half gap support as well. Okay. So you have support, and breakout. and resistance. So when you piece it all together, do you guys, when y'all made your trade plans today, did you piece it together exactly the same way I did? Did y'all come to this conclusion today? All my cadets. All right. I gotta stop crunching ice on a damn microphone. Waiting for the boot camp. PJ over here long in oil like a champ. Good deal, good deal. Oh man, closing at yellow was beautiful. I love after coming back from a brutal trading day when shit just works out so clean. Why not longer EST bulls on bottom? We're not there yet. We're still far from it. Oh, you're talking QQQ. Oh, my bad. NASDAQ. Okay, yeah. So NASDAQ at bulls on bottom. We can try one more time. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Let me just play one, just to play one, just for the hell of it. I'm watching S&P, but yeah, NASDAQ I can play one just for the hell of it. Why not? Just one contract NASDAQ. I'm going to play the same trade anyways. We have a NASDAQ bulls on bottom here as well. Good call. So NASDAQ has a support in a similar spot. Let me just grab one on one account. That's it. I'm really kind of reserving my power to trade either here or here. But if it's going to be bullish for the day, then maybe we'll get a bounce in NASDAQ here. We'll see. Things are pretty solid. Maybe. I just grabbed one in one account. That's it. Just one. EST NASDAQ. I could scalp it right back up. This is 24 points in NASDAQ, give or take. Right about 2210. We scalp right back up to that same area pivot. Yesterday was a weird day, bro. It's always like that when news is out, man. Trump is talking. What's he saying? Nothing is too late. I can't say whether the U.S. will strike Iran. Iran has a lot of trouble. Trump needs to line up his Wall Street buddies where he gives a defining answer. Iran has reached out. Okay, that's good. They want to negotiate. Why didn't they before? Well, look at that. Trump's show of strength has brought people to the negotiating table. For whatever it's worth, love or hate the guy knows how to get people in the fucking room to talk. Okay? I don't know a president in the longest time that's been able to get people to get together and fucking talk. Here, let me close that at another $400. Trump Pampa. You know what I'm saying? Suggested they come to the White House. Well, hopefully it's not a Trojan horse sort of situation. But he's probably like, yeah, let's meet somewhere neutral. No, I'm just kidding. You know, love him, hate him, whatever. He knows what to do to get people to negotiate. And so that's always has been his strongest suit. So there you go. Yeah, he's like, Juan, yeah, let's meet at Starbucks. It's like an awkward first date. Can I just meet at your house? Ooh. Yeah. I know a coffee shop down the street. You know, we can meet there. Is that okay? McDonald's. Yeah, that's... Oh God, this meme like writes itself. Okay. That's so funny. Well, nice little jump. I'll jump right back in at bear zone one more time. So I grabbed that EST on NASDAQ. I popped it in for another $500. Well, finally then. Trump says, I hate that stupid pal. Yeah, probably. That's funny. Where's the setup on this EST? Bull zone, bears on top, bulls on bottom, liquidity pockets both ways. Super good setup. Again, I took the long second trade. I hit it again. I closed out. So just kind of keeping it tight today. I got plenty of time to lose all this money when Fed comes out. Let's just be real here. It would be nice to have nice little amount of juice going into Fed. Got some 5,000 worth of juice in the account. Give me a little wiggle room to play around with it. Oops. Fully flat and everything else. Nothing on the table yet. Just kind of waiting. Again, yellow line, second buffer, EST. NASDAQ, I grabbed along. I'm going to wait for a break of yellow. Get back in at the top. Iran and Trump are about to Netflix and chill at the White House. I'm about to get a little... Next week is going to be very big, maybe less than a week. Iran has bad intentions. Why should a hostile country have nuclear weapons? Unconditional surrender. It means I've had it, no more. Suggested they come to the White House. I spoke to Putin yesterday. He offered to mediate on Iran. That's awesome. See, isn't this crazy? Like I said, love or hate Trump. He's like working with everybody to get them together. Putin's gonna now mediate, like any other president. Putin's like, fuck you guys. I think it's kind of cool that Trump can get all these like crazy dictator type folks to like pick up the phone and talk about stuff. EST spy, almost. Yep. Simon got it. Yep. Almost there. We're pressing through. This is good. 60-60. Okay. Let's try with one, maybe two. Fuck it. Just in this. And then on yellow, I'll bounce one more time. I'll take it with one more account. Let's get S&P though. Okay, let's grab it in one more account. Let's run it. Thank you, Simon. Simon always with the notes, man. Never lets anybody miss anything, Simon. That's why we love having you here, bro. It's really nice. Always shouting it out. Liquidity pockets are really strong. So this is a really strong resistance here. As long as we break through and support, I am going to take the gamble, but normally I should wait for the confirmation to get in on that right there. But it should be at least okay for another 10 points of rip. We should be all right there. What does NASDAQ look like? Bum, 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 bum. All right. You know what? I'm feeling happy. Let me grab with one more. Res is good. Data's good. DD's good. Everything's nice. If we touch 62, it goes to 72. Now, again, this is the big resistance pivot. We all watched this one today. We know that's a big resistance pivot. So this is the gamble. Do I want to go for seconds, or am I full from my first meal? And you guys know me. I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. Early, it's 4 points early. And right, I should wait for the confirmation, but I'm kind of like, okay. There's always room for fries. Am I full from earlier, or do I want seconds? Trump says next week is going to be very big. I love how he just tells you the magnitude of stuff. He's been saying this for a while. Monday is going to be the greatest thing in the history. Remember when he said Monday, I've got a very big announcement? Do we even remember what that actually ended up being? You guys remember that weekend where we're like all over the weekend? Trump's like, there's the biggest announcement that I've ever made. I'm going to make on Monday. It's actually thirds, right? Do you guys remember what that even was? I didn't even remember what it was. It was supposed to be so huge you wouldn't forget. Was it anything? Was it the $1,000 scholarships? You guys remember, we all went into that one weekend thinking, holy crap, Trump's making some crazy announcement this weekend. Like he's working out something. He tied his own shoes. The medicine thing, the lower prescription drugs. I think that's what it was. Yeah. The boot camp is Tony Montana. Boot camp is video. Yes. That's correct. It is video. We watch the video together as a group, and then we go over it together, and then we bring in real world examples from the current market in context of the video. So it's like I'm in the class with you guys, and we go through it together, and we watch the video. I pause it. I explain. We watch the video. I pause it. I explain. And you can watch the videos without the live session too. Was it the prescription thing? That's right. Biggest announcement ever. Talk about liquidity pocket. Yeah, give me a second. So essentially, Iran was like, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. You're going to remember it for hundreds of years to come. That was their announcement yesterday. And the announcement today is they want to come to the White House and talk. All right. You have 2 0 DLL accounts? Simon, let's go, man. Nice. But really, everybody is on prescriptions, drastically lowering the cost. Does affect virtually everybody. I think Josh is right, because he did say this announcement's going to affect everybody. And yeah, that's right, because we were guessing what everybody was going to be. We were like, what is something that affects everybody? And people were like, he's going to get rid of the IRS. We're like, oh, that'd be kind of nice. But it is the prescription, yeah, prices. That is technically everybody. All right, now we're in EST zone, 62 to 72. Let's rip it. Let's rip it, baby. $62 to $72, $62 to $72, EST. All right, so what's a liquidity pocket? I'll give you a quick rundown of what Rocket Scooter does. Okay, we're gonna head over to the SPY chart really quick. What we do is we look at options in the ETFs. Okay, have you ever heard of gamma exposure? We have completely pioneered the whole field of gamma exposure in a different way than anybody else has. Everyone else looks at all these options and makes a little Greek-weighted heat map of where all the hot spots are. But what we do is different, is we actually have an algorithm that reads every single options trade that comes through the time and sales for every contract that exists. It's a very sophisticated piece of machinery. We pluck out from those options trades options that we believe belong to market makers, because we find those options trades paired up with other trades in the market that make sure it's tied together. Why is that important? Because a market maker is not buying an option to speculate. They're buying an option to hedge. So maybe you've longed the market and a market maker is shorted to you and bought calls. In that example, they're in a neutral trade with shorts and calls together. One's long and one's short. And the calls are neutralized by delta hedging. They have to constantly babysit those calls and trade against them to maintain the neutrality. You can't just have the equal position. They're going to delta hedge that position. If the calls go further in or out of the money, they're going to buy a little bit more or sell a little bit more of that stock that goes with it, just to balance out. So that delta hedging, you can mathematically calculate where along the spectrum of prices where you'll have hot spots of hedging based on the risk of those options. Does that make sense? So because the reason we pick out dealers, because you can assume that a dealer is going to hedge that option. Speculative option, you can't assume anything. Somebody just bought some 620 SPY calls that expire tomorrow are probably going to have zero hedging against it. Those options will expire worthless, right? And so this particularly is useful because for the most part, when we pluck out these options, almost all of them should be hedged against because the options match an order inside of the regular market. You see 100,000 shares bought, right? And 1,000 calls. Then you go, oh, okay, those are both equal to 100,000. They're tied together somehow. Cool. Those are 1,000 dealer calls. And so we take that spectrum of dealer calls and we pluck them out here. The bull zone is where there's a long against a market maker. Here's a short against a market maker. Here's a long against the market maker, right? And it's not just one order, it's the bulk of all orders. Where is that heat on the market where bulls and bears are completely separated? Where were there bulls without bears? The market maker steps in because there weren't people to sell to the bulls. There weren't enough bears. And same thing, in this area, there's more shorts than there were longs. So with that, you actually can now see where institutional Wall Street is lined up. Okay. Now, how a liquidity pocket works is bull zone is where there are people that are long against the market maker. And look at this guy's EST. Let's fucking go. Should I be greedy for the last 4 points to 72, or do I just want to be a wuss and take out? Because I am up. I'll be a wuss and take out. I'm at my limit on all these accounts. Some of these can only make 1,200 or 1,000 each. But there we go. That's a day. Now, some of you might be LPing all the way up to 72. Good luck. I'm just going to call it. Now, I got some wiggle room to play at the Fed. Not bad to come back from a 9K loss day yesterday. Womp womp. About 7,000 back today. Not bad for the first half hour. I can just chill on this. Rockets. Easy peasy. That was a good day. Textbook. Yesterday was awful day. I got to cry and complain all day. But today was a little bit better. I can't, basically these are capped by how much I can make because of consistency. Right now I've reached my max target that I want to reach for Tradeify, which is about 150K. And now I'm just babysitting these accounts for payouts. I'm going to try to get my $800 to $1,000 a day to get my $3,000 payout, which my profit targets between these are all going to basically be 4,500 or 3,000 total over 10 days. So I can only make like 1,000 at most. 2 is the max. So that was good. I worked all 5 of my accounts. Max I want to do today. There's not a limit on how much you can make per day, but with consistency rules, you don't need to make anymore because it just gets thrown away anyways. An example, I have a $4,500 profit target that I need to make in 10 days with this account. So I need to make, $450 a day minimum. Now with the 20% consistency on the same note, for $4,500, I can make like 900 max, or else I got to trade an extra day. So basically I'm trying to target roughly inside of here now. And I'm kind of near the high end because I already kind of busted consistency with about 1,000 each. So I'm trying not to go over what I've previously made of the high, because some of them I have made $1,500 before. This is the new normal. Now with $1,500, instead of $4,500, I need to make $7,500 because the new consistency is that. So if I make any more, I just got to keep trading longer before I get a payout. By the way, there it is, guys. Sandwich trade. Sandwich trade. RSI and MACD. Nope. 0. I don't use any of that stuff at all. It's spotty, hit or miss. Dude, that sandwich today, that was quick. It usually takes a lot longer, as Matt said. Right, it's usually like an all-day sort of thing. That was quick. By the way, we'd be done for the day. All right, so to kind of like let you guys know what a liquidity pocket is. Now you've kind of understood that we use market maker options, right? This is why I kind of dog on some of these other, these market maker communities. And software out there, because they don't do this. They do nothing like this. We can draw everything down to a discrete level, actionable stuff that's probable. What a bull zone is where there's longs against the house where there's no bears. And what a bear zone is, there's shorts against the house with no bulls. So when you have bulls and bears in close proximity to each other, that's called liquidity. That's really what liquidity is. The maximum amount of the highest frequency of trades taking place in a certain amount of time. That's what liquidity is. Okay. The more liquid something is, the more transactions that take place per time. Liquidity is a rate of transactions. So when bulls and bears are closer to each other and the price is more agreeable, the probability of trades happening goes up. Closer bulls and bears are to each other, the more liquid the market is. And there's a rule of thumb that we teach you is that liquid markets don't crash. When markets enter a liquidity pocket, they almost always test the illiquid bull side of that pocket when this number is greater than half. 90% of the time, and I don't write that on my chart because I'm just estimating. It is a back test. It literally says 90%. It's that good. It's not because of where some magic beans here. It's because liquid markets don't crash. They don't. Anytime the market is moving higher due to whatever reason, it always in a liquidity pocket has ample amount of bears and bulls. And unless there's a news event like yesterday where it offsets the balance to where there's enough sellers to offset the liquidity, under normal conditions, when the stocks themselves are bullish, I'm circling top left of the screen, 78% are bullish, the market cap, then liquidity is now the new support. It's going to take some kind of adverse news to sell the market off from here. So liquidity pocket is now the new support of the day. This is the new low of the day, which is here. And data-driven way, yeah, all of our stuff is data-driven and statistically driven. Like liquidity pockets, liquid markets don't crash. Markets only crash when there's a sell imbalance. And a liquidity pocket proves that there's a substantial, our algorithm requires a substantial amount of bulls and bears for it to qualify as a zone. It's overwhelming. So to qualify as a zone, it has to be overwhelming enough. So therefore, the counter imbalance needs to be overwhelming enough to break it. And it's done as such that the counter imbalance needs to be something huge like news. Under normal circumstances, this is going to be support. So the neat thing about it is what we learned through our years of studying this, and our group has put a lot of study into it. Our members do a lot of the studies. It's not just me. Is that inside of a pocket, it's so probable I will long it every single time. It's actually so probable that in the handouts that we give people, it literally says that I long no matter what. See right here, I'll long number one. I'll take this long no matter what the condition is. I'll just trade it smaller if the stocks don't agree. And when I press into a pocket from the bottom, I jump in and chase, just like here I jumped in and chased. And the guys in the group have dubbed it the Arby's trade or the sandwich trade. They have some cute names for it, but it's a bull bear zone combination. And what happens with it, which is a very cool setup, is it's just without news or without a counter imbalance, it's such a likely trade. It's my new bread and butter trade, and it's why I've got like a 75% win rate, because we've had so many pockets in this kind of crazy bearish selling market. It's so probable that we give you a handout with the same setup. A liquidity pocket is always bullish setup. An illiquidity pocket is when they're inverted, bull to bear side. So liquid markets are a little more stable. Illiquid markets are a little more volatile. Okay. So I always long at a bull zone bottom because I'm always jumping in on a bull trade anyways. And so the combination of the two, they're both every single time setups. I will long from here to the next resistance every single time. But in this case, this is a support every single time as well. So therefore, when we combine the two, it's a bull to bull trade. And then everyone started calling it the Big Mac because it looks like a Big Mac. But then they started calling it Arby's because I hate Arby's. And now it's the Arby's trade. So you'll hear people in chat say Arby's. And here's your roast beef sandwich right here with your bun at the top and your bun at the bottom. Took your first trade on stream today. Was a win. Let's go. How was your stream, dude? Like, okay, Tyler, what times are you streaming, by the way? I need to be there so I can talk shit to you. Not the same. You need me there in your chat to keep it going from 9:30 to 10:30. Oh, okay. I'll remember tomorrow. Hell yeah, dude! I'm excited, man. It's coming together. I catch clips of it. I've seen some things. IDOC actually sent me something. You know what? I'll tell you something funny. IDOC was texting me. She's taking pictures of your stream and sent it to me, and she's like, "He needs to do this. He needs to do that." So we're over here like managing your channel for you, like just for fun. So we have some cool suggestions for you. She was texting me yesterday, so that's kind of cool. You know you're good peeps when you got IDOC looking out for you. It's always a good sign. It looks good, man. The feedback was pretty good, so he's gonna blow up in the next 3 months. Yeah, no, absolutely. Tyler's got like a good camera. I'm not being like super bromance here, but Tyler's good camera personality. He's got the goods. He's got the goods to make it big in the biz. You stick with it. All right. Why did I exit so soon? Because I don't want to get any more than the trade. I want to kind of stay like this is too big already. I want to kind of stay in my consistency because in Tradeify right now, I need to only make a certain amount to get a payout. I'm trying to get payouts now. I build buffers in all these accounts, and now I'm just going to babysit them to get payouts. So my P&L is going to be smaller going forward, just a little bit at a time. So on the payout cycles here, I can only make, 4,500 and 3,000 over a 10-day period. So I can't be making 10, 20K days anymore. I got to kind of inch forward to payout now to get serious. Now I got to hone in on getting those live accounts. That makes sense. So I need to keep milking the payouts now, which means I got to inch forward. Why only trade Tradeify? No, today I was only trading Tradeify just because I wasn't committing to all my serious accounts today because it was a flat day. It was Fed day. And I was not super confident yet until we got up here. I didn't even open my other stuff today. I was like, Fed day, Israel, Iran. Last thing I'm going to do is jump into my funded account, my funded futures account, or my funded next or anything. Those accounts I'm babysitting for like clean, non-news bull markets for the most part. And just tap the Tradeify today. Can I link Tyler's stream? Yeah, it's www.pornhub.com/TYTHEGUI. Ty the guy. You just look him up. It's mostly feet shit, but ain't bad. He's a squirter. Well, actually, we couldn't watch it if it was Pornhub. Not in Texas. Damn. Did you say feet pics? Everybody's ears perked up. They're like, ooh. I can't watch you, dude. It's blocked in Texas now. It sucks. Did Florida's also banned the hub? Oh. All right. Yeah, Ty, I don't know if you can drop links in the chat. I'll throw it in the Discord later. I think the bot is designed to remove links, but if you can throw it in here, it might work. I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't try it because the bot might ban you, but why does Pat hate ICT so much? He doesn't. Come on. I've known Pat for like a decade now. Pat is like, let me think of it. It's a good way to put it. He's kind of like, I want to say Jerry Springer because that's like the facilitator of the drama. He's just an expert at building an audience with a science. I'm talking a rock solid science that works. And he knows it works and he just does it because it works. I don't think he really even means 90% of the stuff he says. He's an expert at making a fire and getting eyes to turn on. Why would you shit on ICT, the biggest financial influencer on the planet? Because then you get the biggest audience of the planet seeing a spotlight on you. And it's a very smart way to grow a brand. Dennis Rodman, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just a show. I'm sure if the two of them sat in the room, they would be very cool. And I like it because I think it's entertaining. I dig it. But like, I'll tell you, take 90% of what Pat says, just laugh it off, because he's just trying to. He's like a WWE entertainer. Oh, he's like a wrestler, just beating his chest and having fun. It's all for show. All for show. So he doesn't really hate anybody. Well, okay, let me start over. If you're a scamming person or you go after him, then he'll hate you. Yeah. So if you pick a fight with him, he'll hit you with the vengeance for sure. But in general, he just picks on everybody just because it's funny. Trading is kind of like this uptighty place where you got a bunch of little fraudster kids running around anyway, and you know, if you pick on one of them, they're gonna like freak out and shit all over themselves, and it's kind of funny because they're all scams, and you know, he just pokes the bear all the time. It's funny. I like it. He definitely doesn't. Well, he doesn't like Danny because of all that stuff. Yeah, well, they took it personal, right? And so one thing you don't do is poke the bear. That's kind of what you don't do. But I've always had respect because of the genius behind his brand building. As somebody that respects genius, as much as you may not think it, at least in brand building, the guy's, he understands the business on how to go viral and get big and blow up, and it's a very profitable enterprise. You got to respect that, right? Can you explain the marked out areas you have on your chart? Yeah, these are liquidity pockets. Right here. And inside of this, area right here. So the marked out areas, they're basically all the different supports and resistances that we look at in Rocket Scooter. The way that some of them work, if you go through the boot camp, we'll train you on a lot of this. Here's what a lot of it does. And if I ever, like I said, if I ever get a moment, I'll head out to Florida and go hang out at the BDH. My dream, to be funny, was to grab every trader named Matt and show up all at once and just surprise Pat on a random day. Like me and like 3 or 4 other guys named Matt who are streamers just all show up. Like, he'll just be like, what the fuck are all you guys doing here? And we're all wearing like tuxedos and carrying briefcase or something. We're like, we're here to interview for a job. I just wanted to troll him as my, not just like show up on the BDH and just be there. Cause he was like, you know, he's like, yeah, I should come out sometime. And like, yeah, come out. But I was hanging out with Trace and Matt, and I pitched him the idea. I was like, let's just show up and surprise Pat just to troll him. It'd be so funny. But we're both so busy. The land of Matts. And don't even tell him we're coming. Just like show up and just like knock on the door while he's streaming. Just like bang on the side of it. And he comes and opens the door, and then we're just like all there. Take ICT with us even. His name's Mike. So like 5 Matts and a Mike. That'd be kind of funny. But I just want to see what it looks like on the inside, because it's very well put together film stage. It's good. You know, that like the way the design of it's very cool. It's a very cool looking office. Okay, so anyways, liquidity pocket here, right here. Bear zone, bull zone right here. In the boot camp, this is a liquidity pocket. There are long pressures every single time under the confluence of this indicator at the top of my chart. Hold on. Right here. When this indicator, which ties into liquidity pocket, is greater than half, then the stocks are bullish enough that the liquid index will not sell off more often than it holds or rallies through it. The index is tracking the stocks, and the stocks are very bullish. I will long this trade every single time. Okay, every single time. I never don't do it unless I'm sitting out or a profit target or something. The liquidity pocket guideline will give me position sizing based on this confluence here. If this is greater than half, I'm longing pretty heavy. Another strong setup is also when the stocks are bullish, I'm longing at a bull zone bottom every single time to next resistance. Today, that resistance was on the other chart, which was this little yellow line right here called a margin buffer pivot. And I just longed there for a quick stop. I get in, get out, jump in. So today's trades, one more is that in the gap fill, we've gapped down today. We filled the gap because this white line right here is greater than 0. You have a gap fill here. I teach you all these setups together. So today, the trades, when you piece it together, was when we hit the bottom, I longed to the gap fill. I closed out, right? I decided to jump back in just because of the sandwich trade. And I jumped out early and I said, oh, I should have held a runner. So I jumped back in, hit the yellow, closed out. We fell to NASDAQ, had a support here. I longed a second time, got there and closed out. Waited for us to break through the resistance pivot. And then right inside of here, when it dipped and touched yellow, I longed it through the pocket. As much as it seems like I should just held to go all the way through, this was 3 different steps of 3 different setups pieced together. Nothing in here was bearish. And so we use this reading to match with futures, and then I long off the futures pivots. So the same thing translated over here. There's my pocket. There's my pocket. They're both long setups, 90% chance. Then we close above this one. Here to here is a 90% pivot. So there's pocket. There's pocket. There's gap fill. That's what this marking is based on that. There is resistance from there based on this. Each one of these come from a different class we teach, in our boot camp is 20 different classes. It's $20 to learn the whole process. It's 20 days for $20. Your name is Matt Edgar. Come on over. Am I streaming on Juneteenth? That is a holiday now, isn't it? What day is that? Oh shit. Is that this week? Is that tomorrow? I guess. Teach a lesson. What? Oh, that's right. Didn't Biden make Juneteenth a holiday, like, during COVID? I'll stream. A futures market should be open, though. So it's a half-day future market then, if it's a federal holiday. That's not a market closure day. I don't think it's a market closure day for futures. So it should be a half day for futures then. That's recently a holiday. It was Biden made it a holiday during the George Floyd stuff, didn't he? I remember this. In 2021. Yeah. It's a new holiday. So federal holiday means non-essential federal employees get the day off with pay. So markets tend to close on federal holidays, but futures markets tend to stay open for half the day. Yeah, half a day. Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like it was like, hey, new federal holiday. So the reason I hate holidays is because we lose a market day. Not that I don't hate holidays in general. It's a great holiday. It's a great celebration. You know, it means a lot to a lot of people. I just hate having the day off. I love working. I love it when the market's open. We don't need any more holidays. Oh, that's okay. I love making money. Life is short. I got to make as much as I can while my eyeballs still work. I'm not blind enough to no longer trade and see these small flash of numbers on my screen. You're old enough to remember when Wall Street decided to start observing MLK Day? Yeah. Was that in the 60s, 70s, 80s? When? I know from the 60s, but I don't know when they made a holiday. They ever trade gold? They don't. Yeah, we'll be live trading tomorrow because we'll have a session. We'll have enough juice in the morning to be able to make some trades. What's up, ban on NQ? You go. Oops. What the heck? My futures is not connecting? What's going on here? Looks like my futures is not connecting. Okay. In the 90s? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Hold on a moment. That is very odd. Let me refresh my platform and see what's going on here. My futures socket just disconnected. Okay. Let's reconnected that. All right, we should be good. Okay, upper DD band on NASDAQ is going to be... I have to change this all over again. Hold on. I put in a request for them to patch this very quickly to automatically, to like whatever you put in the table is what it'll store over here, but it doesn't save when you save the layout. This is such a fun, easy day, though. I kind of wish I'd have grabbed it in all my accounts. All right, so we're sitting here. Bear zone top one more time could possibly be a second trade here. What do I want to do? I can't really do anything in these Tradifies. I might get my funded next up and running then. Maybe I will in the second pocket. All right, now we wait and see. The next setup would be if I get another bear zone, and if we break through bull zone, that's another possible setup. Good day today, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to have a nice, easy winning day after like 3 shitty market days. One of them yesterday wasn't that good of a win. It was like a not as fun day as we've had before. Yeah, this looks pretty good today. All right. What else I want to do here? Maybe I'll trade my fund to next. I can do that. I want to do that. Do I have a liquidity pocket, or I want to still babysit them? That's the question I'm having right now. Should I babysit these accounts or actually go and try to trade them? Oh, you know, Juneteenth, the banks will be closed too, huh? I really need to go to the bank. Some business to take care of. Banks will be closed. I think about it. Now, FOMC today, I think that's the exhaustion of the move until Fed. Maybe can get lucky with one more pocket trade. But I wouldn't bet on any further rally from here until Fed comes out. And then from there, we've got plenty of room to play with this. So maybe I'll chill on it. All right. That's the real question. Do I want to fund the next? Now, I can't do that. I don't know if I'm going to touch my funded futures though. Okay. Should I do? I think we're rallying on the Fed. I believed it all day. I think we're rallying all day. I don't think we're selling off. I really do think we're rallying today on Fed. I think the dot plots come out super. I think their things are going to come out fantastic. All right, guys in chat, how did y'all do today? I'm curious. Let me know who here. Fed is at 1 o'clock my time. So in like 3 hours. What? And probably I'll be on my funded futures at the time. I might tell them to extend the show through Fed and see if they can stay an extra hour because that's going to be very important. But if not, we'll be here. Up 1,600, missed out. Past three funded accounts in the green, should have sized bigger. 23K. Peter, there you go. $200 in passing your 100K Tradeify. Nice. Nice. Somebody slightly down. That's okay, French. You made 102 micros up 90 cent your last challenge account. You passed it finally, Simon. Good. I was because you were almost there. Yeah, you're almost there. Good deal. Bootcamp subscription. Enter the promo code. There's no promo code. That's the price. It's just if there was a coupon, you'd have the ability to put one in, but there's not one. Something nobody took a loss today. Sorry to hear that, man. 5K in each one of your accounts. Let's go. Small but green, missing some good entries. Risk off, green, good, good. What do you think about Rinko bars? I don't put much emphasis on candles when I trade, but they're nice for people that like to see like the candles in a kind of more linear sort of way without all the noise is helpful. I don't put any weight on it like changing the strategy or anything, but it's something that can be helpful. It basically isolates you from the effects of, you know, I guess time, right? Because it's like a range bar, right? So it takes out a lot of the noise and helps you just see the straight momentum. As far as any indications or anything that can come out of that gives you any special insight, I wouldn't put a lot of faith into like, will it give you any extra information? It's just a cleaner way to see momentum. It might be useful for your confidence in a move much more than the candles are, right? Made 1K faithful. Let's go. Let's go. Nice, nice, nice. I 550 today. Let's go. Very nice. Any thoughts on static accounts? Static account is the best type of prop firm account, period. The best type. It has the fewest amount of rules, and it's also the most expensive at the same time. So a note from our tech team, the last week or so, is that our email service has kind of been some downtime because we've been working with updating our system. So if you've sent an email, and we haven't responded. It's not because I'm a big asshole. Okay, well, I'm a big asshole, but no, but we have had some downtime. So some of the emails may not have come through. If you've written in the last, the message I sent out says, we want to let you know we recently experienced some downtime with our support email system. As a result, some emails may not have been delivered to us. If you've reached out and haven't received a response, please resend your message. We don't want to miss any issues or concerns you may have. So let me know if you guys emailed me in the last, I don't know how long, this is probably the last week or so. And if we haven't written back, just send it again. Clean, easy day today. I'm super excited to have everything play out. You guys are probably excited too. Market looking solid and I am happy. Finally, a clean day that's no longer noisy, that's no longer Israel noisy, that's just quiet and calm as we want it to be. Now, FOMC is the next thing that we need to worry about. And how we respond today is going to be very important for the rest of the month. We just opened up and rolled into a new VIX contract. VIX futures contracts is now the following month. We're now in July, I believe. So we have we opened, the forward curve was flat for the most part, and very little contango. We're already below triple B, so that's really good. Speaking of, let me go ahead and post this in the channel here. So that's good. Market's going to be nice and clean, not overshooting pivots. I love it. So new, it wasn't that 1865 we had for a month. Now it's 21.3. Put that in the... All right. Nice, dude. Such a clean day today. Is Starter Plus a good option on my funded futures? It's a fantastic option. It's really good. It's the starter. It's much better than the starter for the extra 30 bucks. The no consistency rule that they put on the eval side makes it really nice. There's consistency on eval, I think. There's consistency on eval, but not consistency on funded, or maybe I'm saying that backwards. It's one or the other. Expert has no consistency in both. Starter Plus, amazing. It's good start. Delivered your giveaway. Thank you, Arnold. Okay, cool, man. Awesome, dude. They're very quick over there. I love it. This week's deal. Oh, you pass 2 Starter Plus, you get 2 free. Yeah, so my funded futures having a deal right now, guys. If you use code Rocket Scooter and you buy any account with them and you pass, they give you a second one for free. It's amazing. So if you guys aren't using my funded, load up and use the Rocket Scooter code. They'll get you that deal. So they announced that earlier in the week, and that's one of the bigger, better specials I've seen in a while. Buy one, get one free is great. So it's like a backup in case you fail, right? You pass one, you get a backup. If you fail it, then you got a backup for free. So basically they took off 50% if you pass, yeah. Which is good because we normally get 5% off, right? What's up, Trader07? Good morning, man. Can I explain bull zone bottom and bear zone top? I explained it earlier on the stream. I know we can rewind and see the explanation of it. Let me give you a timestamp. Let me think. It's just in a somewhere in the stream about an hour ago. I explained it very thoroughly. Basically, probably closer to about 11:15. So go back about an hour on the stream and watch to get the fuller definition. But a bear zone top and bull zone, we identify these in the options of the underlying ETF, SPY and QQQ. And inside of that, we can find high volume pivots and trading zones. Bear zone top and bull zone bottom, I will trade this every single time from one side to the other because it's a liquidity pocket. We'll get a green candle here. There to there. There to there. Bull zone bottom is where you have a large amount of bulls with not a lot of bears implied by the options. Yeah, I gave like a very detailed, like a 20-minute little class on it. So, but just application wise, I long through there every single time. And when this ratio right here is greater than half, then I hit it pretty hard. And it's at 80. So we're really, really strong. So I always trade long inside of liquidity pockets. Now, when we break into bull zone, I always let it return and then I long off of it. Just like here today, the market went there, pushed there, returned, then it's a long pivot off of it. Kind of similar setup today. So right now, I might tap my funded next accounts from the bottom. 62 to 72 one more time. So you may stream tomorrow? Yeah, I'll probably stream in the morning. Not that I'm trying to be like super competitive here because I love Tradeify and I love my funded futures. And my funded futures did get a head start in the TV show world. But let me see how's the Ninja Trader show doing. So just letting you guys know, Ninja Trader has 570 something active viewers. And I love the guys, like, no shade or anything. I'm a huge fan of all the people over there. Anthony is a buddy of mine. Pax is a buddy of mine. I talk to them all the time. These guys are great. They get big views over at their show, 3,000 to 6,000, sometimes bigger if they have a big guest on. But the average concurrent is about 500 to 600. Tradeify, the average concurrent, and again, we love Tradeify. They're one of our bigger partners and huge love of those guys. Big friends with Brett. 552 average viewer or concurrent viewers right now, with about 3,000 to 5,000 views per show. And my funded TV, 1,000 people watching right now, and roughly 7,000 to 8,000 views per show. We are bigger than both of those almost combined. Not as big as Top Step yet, but maybe we will be. Any show I go on, I want it to be the best. That's my goal. A little friendly competition. We're all friends, of course. Top Step has had like a 3 or 4 year head start. Yeah. So if you use code Rocket Scooter at My Funded Futures, Z, always use our code. When you guys use My Funded Futures, even though they tell you to use their code, I have a special deal with them that my code matches their code on the website. So if they say use code YouTube or use code this, use code that, don't make it complicated for yourself. Always throw Rocket Scooter in there. It'll always be their deal that they have at any given time. So to kind of clear any confusion, with these prop firms, the codes are always just done for the promo. just to make it like, you know, code Memorial Day 20 or code this and that. Don't even go extra complicated. Every prop firm of the majors just use Rocket Scooter, because when they make a deal, they have their affiliates code always match the deal. The only exception to that was ETF, but now ETF changed their policy to where it's the same. You had to use our link in their code back in the day. Now you can use our code. I've actually changed that. I need to update the Discord to say that. So long story short, always use our code in anybody having a deal at any particular time, and you will get the deal that they're doing. And make it simple for yourself. Like, what was that code again? Was it YouTube 20? I can't remember. It's just Rocket Scooter. You'll always get the deal. I promise. Okay. And update the note. Okay. No sale, or when they do have a sale, okay, I'm gonna make this note for like all the prop firms. So always still use our code, basically, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so ETF used to have this thing that if they had a sale, then you use their code, and then you'd have to use our link to give us credit as a little workaround. But I told them, I was like, can you guys fix that? Because it's a little hard for the funnel to tell people use a link, then use your code. And it's just, it makes it easier if you guys just stick with the same code every time. And you basically... when you hear somebody having a sale, you can just use our code. It'll work with it. I made that deal with the ones you see on the screen. The 6 that we work with all have that deal with us now. So our code will always match. That's why we say we get the best deals at any given time, because even the prop firm's own deal that they have is never better than our code. Our code is equal to their code. So even at My Funded Show, when they drop like a bunch of codes in chat, when they drop a code in chat, that's different. It's a limited use code. Our code won't work for that. So unfortunately, you can't pre-type Rocket Scooter and get the discount faster. Somebody was asking that. You can't do that. Where the boot camp sign up, you sign up at Rocket Place. Go to the description. The link is in there below the video. Where are the likes at you guys? Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Let's go. About to get ready to do our giveaway today. Tops, MFFU TV smokes Top Step TV. Oh yeah, 100%. Top Step TV just got a huge head start, and people still watch that. But you know what though? I'm gonna say My Funded Futures has you guys. That makes them the better show. And being the second biggest prop firm trading show, not bad. I have to say, we are solely responsible for a 2,000 to 3,000 view bump on their dailies. When they started adding me and Tom to the mix, their views went from 4,000 almost to 8,000. So if I were to split that number in half, I would honestly don't know the difference between Tom's numbers and mine. According to iDoc, our segment's twice as big as his, but even to give us equal credit of those 4,000, if we just took half credit of that, 2,000 comes from us. So appreciate you guys showing up and showing your support. That's big. That means a lot to me. I really like that. Just go for Bull Barbie. Yeah, she's funny. I like her. So really appreciate you guys. Whether it's 2,000 or 3,000, however many views, when they added those 2 slots to the roster, their show just got big ups. That's good. Will the amount of the discount on My Funded Futures be the same next month when you sign up with them? It's always the same as their best deal that they have at any given time. You're a veteran trader. You have a hard time navigating all the prop options. I mean, prop firms are there if you don't want to risk your own capital to trade, to try to get a payout And it's good for that. You know, you're not really spending too much money relative to risking your own. The downside is payouts are usually capped and they're taxed a little heavier. And that's the only, and there's rules. So it's like for the less risk you take, there's the more rules and the bigger penalty. Or if you just trade your own account, it's usually better. Now, you're navigating the prop firm space. What you're going to want to do, Nick, to have the most realistic experience to what you're used to, is either trade a static account or the end of the day drawdown type accounts, because they usually tend to have fewer rules than the other types of accounts. So like my funded futures expert is good. Funded next account is good. ETF has a static account that's good. They usually come with the fewer amount of rules. And in the prop firm world, that's kind of where you want to be. Avoid Apex, avoid take profit. For veteran traders, you don't want to take too many steps back, you know, to do those type of accounts. Those are more for newer traders. They're cheaper, but there's more rules. Why are payouts tax heavier? Because your prop firm payouts is not real trading. You're paid a wage just like it was a... All right, we're about to hit EST on... EST on S&P. I'm gonna tap with my funded next just one time. One more time. See if I can get the EST set up there, baby. All right, I'm tapping it long in my funded next accounts. Let's see if I get anything on this. Just one more time. One more time. We're going to celebrate. Oh yeah, all night. One more time. Can you take partial profit on Top Step? Yeah, you can. Is straight to funded recommended, or is it better to start with a different plan? Straight to funded is one of the best you can do. It eliminates the eval step so that you get to profit target faster with fewer rules. I only trade Tradeify straight to funded when I use Tradeify. That's the only one I do. Helpful has been testing a new strategy, paper trading account. We only take longs. Hold on. Hello? Hi. Thank you for calling. Hello. Hi.
Hi, good morning, Anna. Wanted to give you a quick heads up. During this open enrollment period, having Medicare Parts A and B could make you eligible for extra benefits like grocery assistance and
Victor calling me right now. I knew he's scamming me.
0 cents cash back. So
0 cents?
you have Medicare Parts A
Cash
and B,
back?
correct?
No, I don't have Medicare. The fuck is wrong with you? I've never had Medicare. God. Victor, freaking every day he prank calls me, I swear. From his call center. I knew it. I've never had Medicare. I'm really 65. I've got phone calls about my final expenses. They're like, seriously, like, you know, are you looking to save money on your final expenses? I'm like, who? What? The AARP coming in next, right? Giving me phone calls about. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Medicare. Get out of here. Yeah, I look great for 65, don't I? Okay. 0 cents cash back. That's good to know, right? So in your prop firm accounts, you're getting actually paid wages from the prop firm. Even though you're trading paper trading, and they'll pay you, and it's considered income. It's 1099 income. It's almost like getting paid to do a job. And essentially the way that it's taxed is just like your income. So whatever you make in your normal life is your income on your bottom line. Then your prop firm income piles on top of that. So it's subject to the highest tax bracket, if not a higher tax bracket, if you surpass that bracket. So it's taxed on top of your income you already make. So that's kind of not cool, right? Because most of you might be making, enough that your highest bracket is taxed at the maximum bracket. It's like 37%, right? And that would be what your gains are taxed on as well if you're there with your wages. Now, if you don't have a job, then your prop firm tax is at the lowest bracket. If that's your only income, then that's pretty good. But most of you will be like working adults with a decent amount of income, and therefore prop firms are taxed really heavily. Your regular futures trading is taxed effectively at, I like to say 23 or 25%. It's 60% of your gain is taxed at long-term, 15% capital gains. And the rest is taxed at short-term, which again, whatever your bracket is, your short-term comes in at the top of your tax bracket as well. So it's basically 60% of your gain is a flat 15% tax. So you average out 60% of 15 and then 40% of whatever, 30, 40, 30, whatever percent you're in, it averages into the mid 20s, low to mid 20s. Your real futures account is always going to save you 15 to 20 grand a month, give or take, on your taxes for every 100K that you make in profit over a prop firm. When you're in a live account with a prop firm, it is not paid to you as a 1099. No. When you're in a prop firm, and when you go live with the prop firm, not funded. So funded is different than live, the two different ones. So funded is where you go from sim to sim funded. Funded usually just means sim trading with a paycheck. Live is going to be one of two things. Normally it'll be a 1256, which is a futures. It's taxable investments, like futures, options, things like that. Forex or typically come as a 1256. And occasionally a prop firm will have you in a shared commodity pool rather than trading as a power of attorney, their funds. Like by funded live, it's power of attorney, their funds. So I'm trading their account and I have right to trade their account. So therefore I get a 1256. If some prop firms may put you into a shared commodity pool where you both are partners in LLC and then you get distributions as a K1, one of the two will be what you get in the live side. The 1256 is 60/40, which is great because any gains I make on that note is taxed much less than your prop firms. So real traders, have no need to trade a prop firm unless you're just in a low cap situation. New traders may not have capital to start trading and don't want to risk the money they make. Prop firms are a great idea as well. If you happen to get payouts, you're just taxed a little more, right? Every $3,000 payout I take with Tradeify, they take 300 of it for the split. Then of the 2,700, I'm taxed almost close to, 40% or something of that. So I'm only taking home 50% of that 3,000. So of every $3,000 payout, I'm taking home 1,500 after the tax and after Tradeify split. For the most part. Yeah. Just get an accountant. But yeah, I mean, and then of course you guys know that if you can write off all of your prop firm expenses and your rocket scooter expenses and even the $5 you donate to the stream, even the boot camp expense, even the platform monthly fees, all of that stuff is a business expense for you as a 1099 employee of a prop firm. If you're trading prop firms and getting payouts, every part of your life is now a business expense for this prop job you have. Your accountant should tell you that. And you save a bundle on your taxes because your phone and your internet and your computers are necessary expenses to do your job as a prop firm trader, because you have a 1099 to back up the fact that you get paid a wage with your new job. So therefore, everything in your life that is even closely related to trading is now a business expense for your new job. And if your account hasn't told you that, fire them and get a better one. Because according to the IRS, you're making wages, and here's 1099 to back it up. You are now a professional trader with a prop firm, or aspiring to be one. Your $3,000 rocket scooter lifetime, or $4,000, whatever you paid, is a business expense, software to do your prop job. Right? Rent out your office space to your prop company. Yeah, I mean, you're never thought of it like that, but you now have a job and wages to prove it. Give us some insight on what the market is doing right now. It is consolidating inside of a liquidity pocket right now. Liquidity pockets tend to support very well here. Now, again, we're leading into Fed. Fed is going to be in about 2 hours and some change. So with Fed the way that it is, I would say that we're leaning towards maybe a bullish response to the Fed. That's what I hope we get. In the meantime, the markets usually consolidate and trade up inside of liquidity pockets. So I'm hoping to get a second leg up. I just longed in my Fund Index accounts at the LP. And I'll stop right there if we lose this yellow line. About maybe a 2-to-1 trade with a tight stop like that. And we're just waiting for Fed, basically. And I believe that the FOMC is going to come through pretty good. Pretty light, I would say, on, all their words are going to be not so heavy on the market. Most of it's going to be optimism about when we get our next rate cut. Traders are pricing in September. We're going to read the dot plots to see how accurate that pricing is. And as long as the dot plots don't come in worse than before, with more of the Fed believing we don't need rate cuts, then we should hopefully go up. If it comes in a little more divisive between the two of them, the two camps, one camp thinks we need to be aggressive with rate cuts. Another camp thinks we need to stop. It's kind of where we are, that we shouldn't get too many more. We'll see. The tariffs kind of put a halt on any big moves. Obviously inflation is a big concern with the tariffs. And so the Fed isn't very eager to be cutting rates. And with the tariff situation sort of lightening up, I think that the Fed is more likely to be a little more prone for a rate cut this year, at least at this meeting, than they were the meeting a quarter ago. So we want to make sure that the dot plot shows some change towards, more people think we should have rate cuts. If the dot plot shows that it's exactly the same or even worse, Wall Street might freak out. So that's where I'm sitting. This is the goal. All right, move the DOM to the screen, please. I can't because there is no separated DOM. It's not like the desktop Tradeify where I can pop DOMs out. These you can't pop the DOM out. So it's like a browser window. The Tradeivate web version, you can't pop out the DOMs like this. I can't pop out a skinny little DOM like that. It's all like together. I can create one, but the thing is that I'm doing all my accounts, so I have to be able to quickly thumb through the accounts to trade them. I hate the desktop version of this app. I mean, the web version of the app kind of sucks. But yeah. If the VIX is going up, does it change something on the trade? Not really. It's just pre-Fed, pre-Fed positioning, obviously. How am I plotting the pivot levels from SPY to the ES chart? I'm just mirroring it. I'm looking where we pivot, basically. Right now on SPY, for instance, I'm looking at where we're pivoting. And on SPY, I just look at this and say, okay, it's roughly here at the bottom of this candle at 1128. Okay. So the bottom of this candle at 1128 is here. So there it is. Now I'm just moving it over one at a time like that. That's the quick and easy way to do it. Now, that's interesting to just watch it inch lower and inch lower and inch lower and inch lower here. Not a big fan of movement like this. It should test quickly. The fact that it's testing slowly and VIX is going up a little bit. This might not be a second pocket pump trade. Be nice if we got it though. I think we'll go and take out that last high. No, not until Fed. It's just a secondary scalp kind of trade I want to try to take. But until Fed, no, I don't think we break out highs until Fed. I think we're just kind of locked in here. All right. You guys, the reward of being here every day. You can do you guys didn't hit 500 likes, huh? All right, well. Well, I guess we didn't want a funded account today. Well, I guess we'll do a growth account then. All right, growth account. 2 of those. We'll do 2 Tradeify growth accounts. No funded today. You guys want funded? Y'all got to help me share the stream out. We get to 1,000 viewers to get funded. And 500 likes. So we'll do Tradeify growth accounts. 2 of those accounts today. Let's give away. I'm going to start rewarding you guys with funded accounts the bigger we get. That's a promise. So maybe tomorrow or maybe Friday. Maybe Friday. But I'm not doing the giveaway until we get 500 likes though. That's for sure. So I'm going to count to maybe 30. And if there's not 500 likes, then maybe we'll just cancel the giveaway altogether. All right, what we'll do is we'll do the giveaway in 15 minutes. You guys all entered. That's good. You don't need to spam it. Just enter one time. We'll pop this in 15 minutes. So for now, let's focus on the trade setup. I don't like that we lost this and started pulling back. Not the biggest fan. Let's see what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq is looking a little cleaner. That's like straight up in the bull territory, looking solid there. Nasdaq really has no pockets. Just a straight bull zone bottom. Very close to that 1003 candle. Yeah, so we're like pretty solid on Nasdaq. It's roughly a 2-to-1 setup, give or take. I get some news coming up here. Wait, let's see. Trump talking? What's going on? Where's the wee woo? Wee woo. Okay, that was a big candle. That's really weird. Didn't trigger any of my stop. No, nothing. We're still good. The fuck is going on? Trump tweet something? No, nothing. What's that all about? What the hell happened there? I don't see anything in the news. Four-week bit. No, that was 10 minutes ago. Four-week bill auction was earlier. Who knows? Who knows? What's that all about? Big sell order there, big drop. Stop hunting. No, I don't think that. It's something. Something's gonna come in the news in a second. It's probably just delayed. That triggered some kind of algo. Somebody must be talking somewhere. No clue what that was all about. I'm trying to see if there's anything coming through the news. That was just a little bit of crazy noise. I was excited to kind of take that long here, right? Have to stop pretty soon. That's no good. What the hell happened? Can we get a refresh over here? Nothing. Let me see if there's anything on Twitter. Anything? I don't see anything. I don't know what that was. I can't come up with anything. Well, that might actually nuke the setup. Hopefully we should be fine, but kind of close. My stop is going to be below yellow line. No clue. This was very abnormal volume. Nothing big on VIX. I can't find any excuse to. It really wasn't that big in Nasdaq. It might have just been like a single order or something. Maybe somebody just dumped a large position. I mean, it's pretty sizable. I'm trying to see if it's mirrored in some of the bigger stocks. Like maybe look at tech really quick. Did Nvidia have like a big drop at the 1040 candle? Yeah, there was a little bit of sell. There was a pretty sizable amount of trading Nvidia. Nvidia actually went up in that moment. Okay. Something triggered a lot of tech. Microsoft did a dip. Yeah. Banking didn't see that. Nope. At 1040, energy definitely saw that. So let's look at oil. Something happened in oil futures at that moment in time. So oil futures took a big spike up and equities took a spike down. So I'm going to assume it's got to be Iran, more Iran shit. Look, I'm going to deduce that by the fact that oil spiked very rapidly with 1,500 contracts in that minute. At the same time, equities took a dive for a similar amount. So maybe somebody said something, maybe, I don't know. Maybe more bombs went off or something, who knows. Crude oil inventory miss maybe, but that was earlier. Okay. That would have been an hour and 15 minutes ago. Those are at 9:30. Yeah. It wouldn't have affected the stock market. The EIA report typically doesn't move the stock market at all. It's Middle East stuff for sure. Since oil went down. Gold didn't see a volume surge. Yeah. Yep. This is definitely just Middle East algo triggering shit. I'll wait for the headline to pop up to say somebody said something about somebody. Somebody bombed somebody, or somebody threatened to bomb somebody, or Iran says, no way, we're not going to meet Trump anymore. Something like that. But then again, the market would be moving much quicker than it was. So it might have just been something that hit the parsers out there and then ignorable and forget about it. Yeah, I can't find anything. So my guess is something light on the Iran side of things. This is the time I say it's nothing and we're down 40 points. LOL. Happens pretty regularly. Yeah, but the fact that it hit oil up and equities down usually is either some kind of rotation for whatever reason, or some news feed we can't see where somebody said something about something and the markets quickly moved, but it really wasn't anything, so they moved back. 4-month bill auction was earlier though. It was roughly at 11:30. So it was 10 minutes before that. The correlation to make is if oil is going up and equities are going down, it's a Middle East thing. That's where you need to look at it. You would have seen oil take a tremendous spike at the same time if it wasn't more war-based rhetoric. CNBC posted about Trump. Could be something like that, yeah. Peter found it. Look at that. Iran news denies Trump claim of Iranian officials seeking a White House meeting. There you go. See the power of deduction. See, I'm gonna tell you. Good trader, you are a detective, my friends. You're trying to figure this stuff out. Use your brains, deduce what's going out. So Peter found a source somewhere. Yeah, nothing on Financial Juice about that. So it might have, but Financial Juice is only parsing certain news feeds. It may not have picked up whatever that was, and whoever said that. Yeah. So nothing burger. Yeah, nothing really. Let's get that. Let's get that push though. For their sake, you hope it's not true. For what it's worth, it could be. You never, like I learned this. You never know who's saying something. All people are gonna freak out about is if they could have been talking to some freaking street food vendor that's like, I don't think we're gonna meet with Trump, and it can say so and so Iran says he doesn't think they're meeting with Trump, and all of a sudden the market's like, and it's just like the guy was, you know, selling falafel in a streetcar, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. We used to hear that all the time back in the day. It was like a drone hits a tanker and the oil market flew all over the place, and we were like, yeah, but it wasn't a military drone. After the fact, and you're like, wait, what? Drone hits a tanker. Was a guy like filming a wedding with a drone, and it happens just like bump into the side of the tanker or something? The news gets very like, people hear Iran in this and they just piece it together like it's some official. So it's really important in this mode to make sure you guys get the source of stuff. They could just be talking to somebody, interviewing somebody on the street, you know, like news reporter talks to you know, shop owner, and shop owner says, you know, we're not going to meet, blah, blah. But you know what I mean? News loves to get the views off of something. So just be careful. I mean, the falafel guys in the strategy room. Actually, I do love falafel though, by the way. Kind of want some. Now I'm thinking of Mediterranean food. I kind of want Mediterranean food for lunch. Maybe I'll DoorDash something. My new source is TMZ, yeah. So my longs are doing all right still, hopefully, with the setup. It didn't stop me too much. My stop is here. Should be pretty all right. Did I stay in for EST with the spike? Yeah, I'm long in 3 of my next accounts. Yes, sir. Just 3 of them. I'm not trading any of my Tradeifys. These are all maxed out for the day. The falafel strat incoming. We need a new trade set up. So we already have the Arby's. We need the euro. This is what we need. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, speaking of, you know, Persian food and Mediterranean food, I love falafel. It's delicious. I kind of am gonna order me something for lunch. But yeah, we need the euro set up. You know what I mean? We already have the Arby's. We have the Big Mac. Is there a special kind of sandwich? Well, we can't pick a side because let's see. They have sandwiches in Iran that they usually eat. Let's see. I can't pronounce this. Sandwich with sausage, onions, tomato paste, and spices. That sounds pretty damn good. We can rename it to like Sandwich Calbas, a mortadella sandwich. I do not like mortadella though. An egg sandwich. Okay. We need a sandwich, an Iran and Israel sandwich. You're only at 93K for the year. You're killing it. Good job. Good job. Hey man, that's a good game, bud. Muffalata. I hate olives, man. I know it's crazy. I had a really bad experience with olives when I worked at Domino's in college. I delivered pizzas, by the way, to pay for college, if you guys didn't know the story there. For about maybe 6 months, and they promoted me to manager, and then I managed the store. I was probably like 19 years old. And I used to eat pizza on a daily basis, and one time I just ate like some old pizza I found laying around, and it was probably too old. And I can't eat mushrooms ever again because of that. And the one time I got wasted drinking dirty martinis, and the taste of olives or the saltiness of olives triggers that reflex. And so together, those two experiences, I don't eat mushrooms or olives anymore. Once you, it's like it's that one time like tequila makes you sick. You can't drink tequila ever again. And it was so bad that even the smell of olive oil would like trigger a gag reflex. So I got over that, but these days I can't do olives, even though I love the flavor of olives. You're there at the tequila? Yeah, so now I'm like olive. I live an olive-free lifestyle. And I used to love them. I love salty stuff. All right, you guys ready to give away? 3-4 minutes. Don't forget trade if you haven't typed it yet. I feel like olives or shrooms. Now I cook with mushrooms all the time. I love the flavor of them. That's fine, but to eat the mushroom, like that's like a texture thing. But yeah, like we were a starving college student. Don't just eat old pizza you see laying around that you don't know where it came from. Could have been like a week old. Who knows? That was like the most fun I had though, was studying for my engineering classes and making pizzas, answering phones and just chilling. Like getting high with the drivers while we're mopping the store after we close down, you know, like just eating pizza, listening to heavy metal, washing dishes. Those were the days. Although I usually wasn't able to party as hard as a lot of them did, because I was still serious about school. The good old days. If you ate the pizza, then drink the tequila, there would have been no problem. See, that's the thing. I probably should have had the tequila at that time. This has nothing to do with anything. I'm looking to redo your showers. I'm wondering why are showing see-through? Like, who thought that was the best idea? Wait, your showers are see-through? Like your shower curtain, or is it glass, or like what? This is completely off topic. Kristen brings a whole different conversation here about her see-through shower to a room full of dudes. Like, just kind of like all the guys here are like, tell me more. What the hell, Market? Why are you being stupid again? I might stop out on this. Some like, you know, all the guys here. Love you. The Pixar, it didn't happen. Who would have thought that's a great idea, right? All right, maybe I'll just close out. Who knows what this is? Second pocket break. Yeah, let me close. So you should get, are you getting like a different kind of frosted glass or something? Or are you going to get like a shower curtain? Which way are you going? My shower is a giant open room. It's not even a shower. My shower is a room. It's the size of your bedroom. It's crazy how big it is. And it's got a glass wall on one side of it and it's open on the other. And therefore, and there's a bathtub and shelves all inside of it. So I've closed out my trade, by the way. 2 of them, I hit my profit target of 800 something bucks and closed out, which is what I'm trying to make in those accounts. And then one of them I closed with a $600 loss. So I'm fully flat now. So mine is completely like, you know, you can see everything. There's no privacy in that room. And it's so big, there's a bathtub in it. Let me draw it for you guys. I like it though, but it's just huge. There's like, it's like big thing. There's like a glass wall for like maybe here. And then the shower is like here. And there's a giant shower head here. And there's some shelves here and stuff. And then there's like all this open space. And then over here in the corner, there's like a bathtub. It's like walking down a hallway to have a shower. It's just giant open. There's windows and stuff. There's also windows. Yeah, it's like a huge thing. So she reading her bathroom. But why didn't anyone think we should make a window basically? Right. Like, what's the point of that? Did the builders build it like that when you buy your house? Yeah. You just had enough of it. It's like, okay, let's fix this up and make it look better. Okay, so now I did close out just because I don't know what's going on here. It looks like there's more news or something going on. We had the 30-year fixed rate mortgage come at 6.81 versus 6.84 the prior week. Oh, so mortgage rates came down slightly. Slightly though, it's just news. I mean, just noise. All right, so the Tradeify giveaway, guys. 2 Tradeify growths today. We have new rules going forward. Instead of messaging me, you'll be messaging Slacks going forward, winners. So I'm now officially off the roll. We've expanded Slacks' role in the company to take care of this as well. That way you can get your giveaway stuff faster. Participants, 758. Everybody's entered. Wow. Okay. Cool deal. Hedge pressure, resilience, support in the bull zone. If we get back to bear zone, I'll jump right back in on that one account. Decibia. Congrats. Yeah, type something in chat. Type your name, type hello, type words, type letters, type numbers. U.S. preparing evacuation flights in Israel. Wow. It's so crazy how like every other hour this bipolar news is like, we're up, we're down, we're fighting, we're not fighting. Evacuate, we'll work it out. We're going to be in the White House. No, we're not. All right, Distribua, you forfeit your prize. One more go. All right, someone else. Everyone else gets another chance. If we jump back in the bear zone top, I might take it one more time. I'm working on just one account now at this time. So I close. So 2 of my accounts, I'm making about 1,000-ish a day, just for consistency. And then the other, Gabriel, my man, congrats. TradeFi Growth, amazing accounts. I'm a big fan of them. One more. They're great. They're end of the day drawdown accounts. 35% consistency. One of the top out there. Be similar experience to like the starter plus with my funded futures. TradeFi is amazing. They have payout approval within like an hour. Every time I request a payout, I get approved within an hour. I've never had anything questionable. Michaela Upchurch, sorry. Michaela. I can't see shit with glasses, huh? Congrats, Michaela. Now.
Matt fires up the rocket scooter.
I'll play the other song then.
Like a wild commuter. Charts dance jig and stocks go higher. Resilience guides like stars. White fire. Price direction begins to shift.
Right in Santa Slade. Did they type? No, she didn't. Okay.
Market maker hands unseen by day. Trading magic just one play away. Oh, oh, oh. Maths in the flow. Following the charts. Where they go. Rocket scooter rise through the cosmic night. Seeing gains in the starlit light.
Limit Up, Luigi. That's a cool name. Bum, 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 bum. Just type something in chat.
Show positional might. In the market jungle, swift and keen. Matt's got strategy, sharp and clean. Oh, oh, oh. Matt's in the flow. Following the charts. Where they go.
Congrats, guys.
Rocket scooter rise through the cosmic night. Seeing gains in the starlit light.
All right, so winners, what you need to do now is take a picture of your YouTube ID, the one that you won with. Click your account, open it up, take a picture. Go to channel, take your picture of it. Message Slacks and our Discord. Send him a message and tell him that you won today's TradeFi Growth Account Challenge. Congrats, guys. That's fun. All right, you know what we're going to do in a month? Let's hold another music writing competition. We gave away a lifetime account when people entered our music writing competition for writing the best of the best of the best AI-based Rocket Scooter theme songs. Let me jump back into this trade. All right, I'm going to jump back in. Let's go. Just in this one account. I'm back in. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but I'm going to get back in on it. All right, find this one account here. All right, okay, good. I was down 600 bucks. I thought it was 800. I put my glasses on. I was only down 600. So I'm only trading 3 accounts right now. Working on one at a time. I'm going to save the 4th one for FOMC. Try and get this account green. You guys don't forget, we'll be going to MyFunded TV in about 20 minutes. They're going to be doing tons of giveaways over there. Everybody here, follow me. I host MyFunded TV's lunch special. We give away 20 accounts, sometimes 25, sometimes 30 per show. So they will give away free accounts. Like, you guys follow me everywhere on social media. I'm like the free accounts guy. I get more accounts to give away than any two influencers put together, even more than Pat, if you include MyFunded Futures. We gave away like 150 accounts last week just on that show alone, just last week. So you guys want free prop accounts, you got to stay with us. Santa Claus Matt. So hopefully you guys, hopefully they continue to bless. They've been very amazing to us over there, blessing our community. They give our stream a ton of accounts to give away every month as well. But their stream, they do a whole lot over there. We're like known as the giveaway group. That's kind of what kind of put us on the map here. Michaela. Oh no, Michaela. You're too late. Got 1 minute to type it. We already redid it. So sorry. We can't do it. The rules are the rules. I know, we already gave it away. You were about 7 or 8 minutes too late. We can't give it to her. We already gave it to Limit Up Luigi. We don't have any more to give away. That's the thing. We had the rules of the rules. If you miss out, we give it to the next person in line. But fair is fair. But if I give it to her, then I got to rob Luigi. And Luigi wouldn't like that much. It's not like I have an endless bucket of accounts. I have so many to give away, and then once I give it to somebody, I'd have to ungive it to them to give it to her. I'd have to rob Luigi. As a consolation, I could do consolation prize too, but you gotta have to be here for the giveaways. Free class, okay. If you want a free boot camp, then I'll give you free boot camp, Michaela. Message Slacks and say that you won free boot camp because you missed the giveaway and Matt was in a good mood. That's fine. That's a good price. Really good price, actually. There you go. All right. Okay, you get free boot camp. That's cool. That'll work. Yeah, I don't have any more Tradeify gross to give away. That's the thing. I couldn't just dig into the box and get a couple more because I don't have any more. All right, market. Let's do good. All right, we got to get out of here in a little bit. 10 more minutes till we go to MyFunded. But when I go to MyFunded TV, I want all you guys to go over there, help get those numbers up. They do a lot for us on that show. A whole lot. Yeah, of course. Rules is rules with the giveaways. We've had people come in 5 seconds too late. We've had people come in when there were 3 seconds left on the clock, but my clock had gone to 0. Now remember, YouTube has a 7-second delay. So when the clock says 7 seconds by your perspective, it's 0 on my screen. So you need to actually get in within 53 seconds. You don't get a minute, you get 53 seconds, because when mine says 0, it's over. So you don't even get to 0 if you're racing the clock. You get 7 seconds. It's based on my clock. So the bot is in real time. You guys are living 7 seconds in the past. So remember, you got to not just beat the buzzer, you got to beat the buzzer plus a buffer. Isn't there a delay when you start? There's just a natural delay on YouTube that you can't get around. It's just YouTube's native delay. It will always be present. So what you guys are seeing is roughly 7 seconds on the past. Change the timer. Is Cherry Trades gone? No, I don't think she's gone. Why not add 7 seconds to your time? Well, I mean, I'm not going to say, okay, guys. Well, as soon as the spinner is done spinning, the countdown starts. I can't change any of that. We're kind of locked into the bot. Like the bot basically, I'm just going to spin something at random. So essentially when I spin the wheel, it's going. There's your 7 seconds. So whenever it picks somebody at random, this is not a real contest winner, by the way. It'll pick somebody and then the timer goes and starts going at that point. And we're locked in. And the winner is UTT. Watch it draw somebody's name who's been wanting to win. No way! What? What? Michaela, go! You got 4.5 seconds. Now she typed it. Oh my God, somebody. Oh, what the hell? The odds. 1 out of 766 times 1 out of 766. Okay. The odds of that are tremendously. What? What? You have a 0.00001% chance of that happening. My mind is blown. That's incredible. See, you were supposed to win after all. Isn't that hilarious? The universe wanted her to have it. That's what I'm saying. The universe is telling us boot camp is in your future. So anyways, that's a free lifetime. You ever saw it? That is amazing. The weirdness of this. Anyways, that was kind of fun. All right. Historic moments here on the Rocket Scooter stream. Absolutely rigged. I'm telling you. I swear to God, I wish I could rig that. That would be funny. Just for the funny of it. Nope, it's 100% random. The randomness of that. That's pretty cool. So basically, whenever the as soon as the thing stops, it just starts a countdown from 60. But the countdown on my screen is 53 by the time you guys see the winner. And when you type something in chat, it registers the winner's name and the timestamp. So I can actually, we go back and reference this. All the winners are all here. You can see how many winners we have in this thing. And so officially for company rules, your name has to appear on this list for the bot to have registered you. And the reason for that is like we had yesterday or 2 days ago, there are 2 guys in our chat named Steve Trades. And both of them were like, I'm Steve Trades, that won the giveaway. And both of them were like legit. One of them wasn't a fake. I thought one of them was a fake, but they were both legit. And there happens to be 2 Steve Tradeses. And so we have to backtrack and find out which is the one that the bot recognized of the 2. It's crazy. The stuff that we deal with sometimes, and things that just pop up every once in a while. So at the time, I didn't know in the stream, there were 2 guys that typed, hey, it was me. It's too much chat. I didn't see it. But in Discord, we had to get to the bottom of it. If I can create this platform, I create a random name selector. I probably could, right? Yeah, so you have a great attitude. The universe was blessing her awesome attitude because she didn't want to rob from Luigi. The universe is very blessing. I bet you she's a very, very blessed lady in life. Okay, we got to get out of here in just a little bit and get ready for my funded features. I'm gonna give you guys the link. Don't head over there yet, but I'll give you all the link in just a second. And tomorrow, let's get the numbers up. I want to start doing Trade of 5 funded, so let's keep going. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Start piling over there in about 5 minutes. Here's the link in chat. Bears on top securing resistance. Bears on top's never resistance. I promise. It can kind of maybe try to sell from there, but by definition, it is not resistance if the stocks are bullish. We're just losing it as support. So it doesn't become like polarized the other way. It just, once the floor comes out, it just can fall to the next support. So we don't short off. When I say resistance, I mean like I wouldn't short off of it unless this ratio is less than half. Right now, the market's probably trying to pull back pre-Fed, so we'll see what we end up getting. Yeah, so today, after I need to get a haircut, when I get back, we'll do the boot camp on the Trader Funding Program Masterclass today. Hold on, wait. No, I got to pick up iDoc from the airport. Okay, tomorrow. We have to do it tomorrow. I got to pick her up at 5. Haircut at 3. Airport at 5. I don't got any time. It's a 2. No, the boot camp starts on Monday. We have bonus, like a week off, and there's some bonus classes that we'll go over together. The Trader Funding Masterclass is a 2-hour sesh. It's like the final class number 20. And it's a long masterclass. You guys can all come to it, by the way. But the official boot camp doesn't start until Monday. Yeah. Uber her. Her company will Uber her. That's for sure. Okay, guys. We got 5 more minutes to chill, and then we'll head on over there. Everybody start getting over to my funded. Go over there, say hey. I have a sandwich indicator or manually. It comes from, it's automatic. You just type in SPY, the liquidity map shows you the areas of interest. Yeah, you guys be nice to Tom. Tell Tom, hey, give Tom some love from our community. And let's pop the outro out so we can get out of here. And thanks for tuning in. Big update today. At least in my Tradeify is good. All 5 accounts are green. My Funda Next, 2 of them are green, 1 of them's red, 1 of them's at 0. I'm going to try to trade the one at 0. I'm reserving that one on the Fed. I'm just going to use that one account, buy the dip if we drop the hedge pressures. Pretty simple. All right, guys, everybody go to this link. They're going to do giveaways. They've been doing it all the time. Stay there, like the stream, participate, whatever. They give away like 20 accounts, 20 to 30, like every stream in that 1 hour.